Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Real Debaters. I'm Micheal Petrow, your host and one of the debaters on the show. A couple things to update you on. Martin has landed in Vancouver. It is safe. He's safe and sound. He loves it out there, and he'll be back for a couple holiday episodes as soon as he lands back in Winnipeg. So send your luck and your love out to Martin. He's kicking ass out there. We want to make sure he does well. Second to that, I just got back from a lovely vacation to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Orlando, Florida. To tell you about it right now would require a whole episode. So we're going to dedicate an episode to what Micheal learned about Disneyland and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and all the other experiences he's had down there. So that'll be coming in the new year. But we're here to talk about something else today, so let's get to it. First of all, we're supported by the Toad in the Hole Pub and Eatery in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Thank you to the Toad. Thank you for your delicious menu. The amazing burger that you have on it, one of my favorite items. So if you've never been and you want to try something on it, start with the burger. You won't be disappointed. To wash that burger down, they've got an amazing beer selection, imported, domestic, and local craft breweries on an ever-changing tap, so you'll never get bored. Next door, you've got the whiskey bar with over 200 different whiskeys to choose from. And then downstairs, you've got the Cavern, which is their live music venue. This month at the Cavern, you've got December 6th, Unheard Music, The Asteroids, and the Fun Ones. December 7th, Rage Against the Machine, Nirvana, and Weezer. No, guys, it's not the real bands. It's a cover band, but just as good. December 13th is Lulu and Bull Rider, and December 14th is Cash Grab doing 3 sets in the Cavern, and then upstairs you've got Oh So Popular doing another couple sets at the Toad. So it's like a big concert hall that night. Go check them out. You'll have a blast. We promise. This week in the living room, you've got Jimmy Skinner, myself, Christopher Staton, and special guest, local Winnipeg comedian Chad Anderson decided to come on the show. We loved having you, Chad. You're a super funny dude. The show this week, Chris Staton came up with the idea, and it was such a glorious idea. We decided to do a Secret Santa episode, which we've now concluded on that we're going to do this each Christmas. So this is the inaugural debate of the Secret Santa. How does it work? We throw out all the stops. All we asked of this one was pick an ensemble cast. Pick 4 members from that cast. You have a $500 budget. Your job is to pick the coolest, wackiest, weirdest gifts for that cast. That's all you got to do. I should give you a warning. Mine went a little dark. I would never harm an animal in any way, shape, or form. This is all in jest, so just so you know, nothing was hurt. Nothing would ever be hurt in a debate-like scenario in the one that you're gonna witness in a couple minutes. So without further ado, I will cue the reel, and you enjoy the show. I want to get back to that whole idea of why. Chris, have you seen the Joker yet?
No, I didn't really want to.
No, it wasn't. Okay.
Good choice, yeah.
All right, so Jimmy's seen it.
But now I do kind of want to with just how polarizing it seems to sort of be. I don't know.
Can we spoil it for people yet?
Yeah, no, I
think you can.
I
yeah, it's been on for like a month now.
What's the standard timeline for a spoiler? Like, should you wait? Is it 48 hours? Is it a week?
With a movie that's made $1 billion, I think most people that have wanted to have seen it probably have.
And like, if you haven't seen the movie by this point, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Agreed. You listen to this podcast before seeing the movie.
If you listen to a movie podcast.
Yeah, okay. I like that. If you're listening to movie podcasts and the biggest thing we have to do is like a courtesy spoiler alert. But okay. All right. I'm down.
See, like right now.
Maybe
right
skip
now.
like 5. Yeah, skip 5 minutes.
Through or,
okay.
Through.
All right. Well, before we skip anywhere, there's a strange...
skip now.
Skip.
Just and skip.
There's a strange voice in the living room. Chad, your last name is eluding me right now because Instagram is how I got in contact with you, so I don't want to use your screen name. So what's your last name, Chad?
Anderson.
Chad Anderson, local Winnipeg comedian, friends with Jimmy and Chris. I know Martin was talking to you about coming on the show, and then you messaged me and said, I want to be there.
Yeah.
This is exactly, hang on, let me bring it up because it's actually pretty funny. I thought you were serious, so I messaged Martin and was like, is he being real about not wanting to be here with a specific person, or is that just him fucking around with me? He's like, yeah, that's just him fucking around. Martin said, and I quote, this is Chad's message. Martin said, book me. And then he said, make sure Jimmy isn't around for my episode. Martin said all this, not me, Martin. And I'm like, am I going to have, like, do these guys have to, like, hug it out before they come on the show because there's some sort of, like, Winnipeg comedy riff that I'm unaware of?
Why does everyone pick me?
And then I messaged Martin. I was like, Martin, does Chad and Jimmy, do they not get along? He's like, no, he's just fucking with you. I'm like, all right, sweet. So, Chad, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Sorry for that message. You know what? Sometimes I just get carried away, and I'm like, oh, I'm invested to this joke, and I'm even going to play this joke with people I don't know.
Dude, having been in contact, like, this show is predominantly being rotated with other local Winnipeg comedians, so I've had to recalibrate how I take communication from people because you guys are always trying to run a joke or like try a bit out. So I'm like, if I'm the guinea pig for it, fucking hey, that's fine with me. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad it's been a fucking it's only been a week, but it feels like forever since I was on vacation and we've actually done. I think it's been 2 weeks since we've done.
It feels like it's been a while since
it has been. Yeah. So if we're a little rusty, everybody, sorry for that. I'm
Are you stretching your elbow?
I'm doing the podcast stretch, which is stretching my elbows. I don't know where
Very
I just
inaudible.
thought of that. Anyway, so let's get into the show like we always do. Jimmy, let's start with you. What did you watch this week, buddy?
Well, shit, I don't even think it was this week, but I think last week I went to go see Dr. Sleep.
And tell us about Dr. Sleep.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I thought it was great.
The critics are giving it like a solid review. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Is it okay? Go ahead.
I think it does a really good job of like giving in to like giving you the nostalgia and the things you want to see, right? Like they go back to the Overlook, they go back to the hotel, they look at it and everything, and it's good. It's everything you want, but it also does a great job of being its own story, right? Like I haven't read the book Dr. Sleep, but oh my god, it just yeah, I don't want to I want you to go see it. Everyone should just go see it. It's just
I feel that it is what just came out last week, right? Yeah. I think it just
definitely. I'd say watch The Shining before you go see it, though.
So this is a perfect moment to do the spoiler alert for anybody who has, because it is only a week old. So where does it pick up from? That's my big thing with before going to see it. Where does it pick up in the story? I know he's probably 35, 40-year-old now, Danny. Is that
the movie starts just after, like a couple of months after the whole thing at the hotel.
Really?
Still as a boy. It's a new actor as the mom and as the child and everything, obviously.
Well, they didn't CGI it.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit after Danny's not talking, but he's still seeing ghosts and people, and it's good. And then it's not slowly. It quickly moves on to like 30 more years into the future where Ewan McGregor takes over. Ewan McGregor doesn't play the little boy.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor can play,
but he plays Danny, isn't he? Danny.
Yeah. In the future.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it picks up around in the future there.
Because that's what from what I've read so far. Because all these great like Mr. Rogers came out last week, Dr. Sleep came out last week. I was like, man, this crazy trip I was on was awesome. But I'm like, all these great movies are coming out, and I wasn't reading about any of them.
Frozen 2.
Frozen, fuck off.
You were gonna go with it too.
I haven't even seen Frozen 1. I know there's a character named Olaf, and Kristen Bell is the shit. Those are the two things I know.
Yeah, and just go with it then.
Yeah.
Have a good ride.
All right. Well,
let it go, you know.
That's what they say. Yeah.
I hate myself.
I think that movie is strictly made just to make a soundtrack and sell soundtracks and toys. Like there are certain Disney movies that are fantastic and they're standalone, and they'll like Bambi, Sleeping Beauty. Those are classic stories from Disney. But these new Disney movies,
Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep. Yeah, how do we jump to Disney from this? But these just a side note, these new Disney movies are more about everything that comes after for the marketing than it is just for the current story. But back to Dr. Sleep. How many ugly, half-naked grandmas in a bathroom would you give it out of 10?
Well, I want to say 8.5, maybe 9.
Really?
I'd definitely go see this movie.
So it's for Stephen King fans, for fans of The Shining.
Yeah, it does a great job of fan service while also being its own story.
Were you scared at all throughout any of it?
I think for like there are jump scares, but I think they're necessary jump scares.
Okay.
Like they aren't just, hey, we're trying to scare you. It's this should be here. You should feel scared.
Was anybody in the room scared of The Shining when they first saw it for the first time? Like, did it really get to you? And
It's creepy.
Yeah. Chad, were you?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't.
I mean, I remember being creepy. Yeah, well, I'm like, oh, this is intense and creepy, but
Yeah.
Oh, the score is really good as well. I should mention that.
The new one.
They take parts of the original score, but also just like bass it up, like really beef it up, and yeah, exactly. It hits hard. Yeah.
Okay.
Go see this movie.
All right.
It bangs.
It slaps.
Yeah.
It spanks.
Does a great job of banging and slapping.
Chad, what'd you watch this week, buddy?
Final Space Season 2.
What is Final Space?
It's a cartoon on Netflix. I think it originated on TBS, but it might just be a Netflix show now.
Okay.
Anyway, Fred Armisen is one of the voices in it. He's not the main character, though. The main character is Olan Rogers. Is that correct? Do you know?
I don't know the names.
I'm pretty sure it's Olan. Like, that's the guy who plays the main character, Gary. And
it's kind of his own kind of creation, though. I think, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like a guy who is in space jail when he starts. And the first season, he kind of like it counts down from the last episode at the start of each episode.
Oh, it's like a reverse order.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, or like it just shows something that's happening to him, and then he's flashing back to the events leading up to why he's floating in space. That's how they start every episode, in the first season. And yeah, he's trying to save the Earth, and then
So Space Jail is floating in space?
No, he was in a different space.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
And then now
That's
now,
that's a bad jail. Like
it's a good adult cartoon if you don't have cable and can't and always seem to have trouble trying to stream Rick and Morty, and you need you need like a zany sci-fi adult cartoon to watch. Final Space. Honestly.
Okay,
it's so good.
I wish I'd seen it because then I can give them some sort of like 10 out of 10 scenario like I do with everybody. But this is a show I haven't seen. The only new space show I've seen is what's the one on Prime?
Have you? Well, okay,
no, go ahead.
When it's my turn.
It's your turn right now.
Well, no, I don't know. Chad's done.
Chad, are you done?
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna talk about what I had watched this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not done yet.
Okay, keep going.
We'll
then.
wait for you.
Is it Chad? Is it half hour? Is it an hour? What's the time?
Half hour episodes. Yeah.
So what would it be? So it's comparable to Rick and Morty, which I've been. I haven't seen Rick and Morty yet. I have a hard time with adult cartoons. Essentially, I appreciate the humor. Like there's tons of humor but I never got on to Family Guy. I never got on to Simpsons or the new ones with Archer, Rick and Morty.
Well, you're wrong.
I've been told I'm wrong. I was denied it. I think at a crucial point, being younger, and we've had this conversation before, I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons in my house because The Simpsons were dirty and off color, and my mother didn't want me being influenced by Bart Simpson. So I was robbed of one of the first adult humor shows ever.
And look at you now.
I know. No, I'm missing so much.
This explains so much.
Well, you guys throw bombs back and forth with references to The Simpsons, and I'm just like, Duff beer sucks. Like that's my reference to.
Oh yeah, so maybe yeah. Maybe Duff beer is actually really good.
Yeah, and I don't know any
better. You just have this hate for Simpsons now.
Well, I have with the trip to Orlando recently, my Simpsons. Now that I've got Disney Plus, I'm gonna start to kind of get into it and see what I've missed. And
your homework is a season per week.
Okay, yeah. And then can we text back and forth?
Just
when
start.
I start
of course, I'll watch it with you.
Start at season 3. Like it's not a series. You gotta just I gotta start from the beginning. Just start at season 3.
Oh no, he has to because he hasn't seen them. He has to see them once.
Well, yeah, but go back to them later because you might be like, "What am I missing here?" It's
you don't have
bad animation, voices aren't proper yet,
and I heard the screen ratio is off too.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter for someone that's never seen it.
Okay, all right. I'm not losing anything in the background.
It's like 4 sight gags.
They're fixing it in the new year. It's such a like, oh, my Simpsons has been tampered with. It's like, fuck off. And just watch the DVDs a millionth
That's
time
what I
again.
said. I was gripping my chair.
Before I leave you on this, Chad, what would you say? Like, is the humor comparable to Rick and Morty? Because I know Archer humor, and I know some of that stuff. Would it be in that ballpark? Like, is it on the nose or is it hidden and layered? Where would you?
It's definitely not super dirty. And I don't think Rick and Morty is super dirty. It's just weird. It's weird. It's a weird action adventure cartoon.
Okay.
That's what I like. I think I just in my brain I was like, oh, you love it because it's an action adventure is what it is. And I love action movies, like cheesy action movies. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But the guy's over the top and he's a buffoon, so that's what does it.
How does a guy who's that buffoonish get shit done? Okay,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, you've sold me. I will check it out. Chris, what'd you watch this week?
Well, I don't know. Have you guys talked about The Mandalorian yet on this show?
We have not touched on The Mandalorian yet.
It's all yours.
It's so many things have been brewing. Like I feel like a sensational overload. So I'm glad you're bringing it up. Please go ahead.
Well, that's what I was going to mention before because you had said something which I've now forgotten, which reminded me. I was like, oh yeah, we talked about that because that's what I've been watching.
I'm one episode behind. I'm the most recent. I'm the big battle scene behind
I'm two
on The Mandalorian.
behind.
Have you been watching it, Chad?
No,
Okay.
I want to.
It's good. Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about it. I don't want to spoil too much. But actually, but like what's kind of been fun with it being weekly instead of just all 8 episodes at once is the next day having that talk again with like, hey, did you watch it this weekend with like coworkers and stuff like that.
That is great. The water cooler talk.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Except we don't really have a water cooler.
They don't give us water.
Yeah. Jesus. No sunlight. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm enjoying about it. Like, what'd you think of this? And like episode 3, like the latest one debuted last night.
Okay.
Episode 4.
So now I'm 2 episodes. Okay. all right.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of episode 3, but it was still like, okay, just sort of watching this now. It's not like it's not going anywhere. It's just gonna keep coming out. So
I like the half-hour action.
I wish actually I wish they were a bit longer.
Really?
I wish they're about 40 minutes, 50 minutes.
I agree with
Just
you
to
on that.
get a little bit more out of it because it just feels sort of too short.
You feel like it cuts really. I felt that too. What they are doing a very good job at. Like, Chad, have you watched any of it yet at all? No.
It looks like a movie.
It looks like.
Yeah.
I was just gonna like.
Had
Favreau is nailing production value on it.
Had I just been like in a coma for the last year and came back like, yeah, this is the new Star Wars movie, I'd be like, wow, okay, yeah, it looks like a movie in the theaters.
To catch you up, Chad. Just so you know, it takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
So
okay.
the rebellion is in pieces, and the Republic is completely fractured. But these bounty hunters are roaming planet to planet, still trying to make a living. And
it kind of just really takes it from there
yeah,
without
and
spoiling too much into it.
the canon in it though, and like the currency, how they exchange currency and how it
Yeah.
becomes part of them. There are so many great little, like, if you're definitely deep into Star Wars lore, this is a show I feel that's going to really pull into it.
Well, and this is a night because they've announced an Obi-Wan show with Ian McGregor coming back.
Yeah.
And if this is kind of the quality we're gonna get out of this show or out of The Mandalorian, then I look forward to Obi-Wan's as well.
Definitely.
He kept that a secret for so long.
I know.
6 years or something like
Oh my
that.
God, he's just sitting at home.
Just eyes twitching. It's like,
I
oh,
gotta tell somebody.
yeah,
He's just telling his
he's
dog.
gotten really bald over those last 2 years from just stress.
Oh, so it's already done?
No.
With the Obi-Wan show?
No.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
he had like
They-
signed on to it like a long
okay.
time ago.
I was like, oh, so it's coming out right away. Okay.
No, I think it's like 2020, 2021 it might come out.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty.
what'd you watch this week, Michael?
I tried to watch The Irishman.
You tried.
Tried.
I tried. Have you seen it yet?
Nope.
No. Has anybody else in the room seen it?
No.
All right. Well, spoiler alert for anybody who's listening.
It's long.
It is fucking dry. It is a popcorn fart dry. That's it. It is. Goodfellas is great because it's very condensed, and that, in my opinion, is his best gangster flick. This is a story about, like, it's the story of Jimmy Hoffa's hit, essentially condensed. But there's so many players that are involved, and I think he felt really bad to leave them all out. So you start with Robert De Niro's character. It's a deathbed. It's a deathbed confession. In his twilight years, Jimmy the Irishman, the guy who apparently killed Hoffa, before he dies, he wanted to admit it. So you start there as like a 70-year-old man, and then you go back to him in like the 40s and 30s, like working his way up through the Teamsters and everything, and then you see him age on, and the CGI that they're talking about, that a lot of people were kind of complaining to, is good, but you can clearly tell there's some, like it just doesn't.
It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. Exactly. It's like a fly's in my soup. It might be really good soup, but I can still see this fucking thing buzzing around.
Someone told me. Sorry, on that.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Someone told me that their faces look good, but the problem that they thought was that because they only did their faces, it's still a 70-year-old guy's body.
That's
acting.
Totally. There's
And
a
then
scene
you
where
can tell that they're like tired out. And stuff.
That's kind of what I was reminded.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Samuel Jackson in Captain Marvel, where they make him look younger, but when he was running, it was still like, that doesn't look like a 40-year-old kind of running. It looks like Samuel Jackson kind of like hobbling along sometimes. And so.
He's really struggling.
There's a scene where De Niro kicks the shit out of some guy, and I'm like, those are not the kicks of a 20-year-old man. Those are the kicks of a man who's got like arthritis and can't move very fast. So you see this like fresh young head, like you're talking about, Chad, and then you see this like this like
what a way to describe someone.
You see De Niro's fresh young head.
Yes.
It was a delicious head, Jimmy, I tell you.
What a beautiful fresh young head Scorsese has shown us.
But then you see this like double jointed knee trying to kick, and you're like, there's definitely a hip replaced there somewhere, right?
So is it good? Like besides the CGI stuff, besides this being how long is the movie? It's long, isn't it?
It's 3.5 hours long.
How many Irishmen out of 10 do you give it?
Right now I give it like 4.
Oh,
But
how many Irishmen are in the movie?
There's only one actually, and historically
So good,
speaking, yeah. Well,
4 Irishmen out of 1.
I'm batting 25%. He's the one of 2 Irishmen to ever get that deep in the Italian mafia.
Oh.
And he was a very trusted hitman. He played both sides of the fences, which is where the book that it's adapted from is I Heard You Paint Houses, which is what one mafioso says to another mafioso when he wants to find out if he's a hitman. Because when you paint houses, you paint it with red, which is the blood from the guy you shot.
Do you think they ever just got a guy who paints houses?
Well, I wonder if they made the wrong phone call once. Hey, I heard you paint houses. Yeah, 200 an hour, and
it'll be red.
It'll be red. It'll be deep red. But and then like that's the whole premise is based on that. So I'm sure it'll get better. It just feels like a very saturated mafia movie where, like I said, Goodfellas and the other ones that are out there, like they fly right above the radar and they give you enough. This if you read the book, you'll love it, right? Because for the first time, I think it's a book to movie that includes every fucking detail of the book. So yeah, 4 Irishmen out of 10.
Do you think it'll get awards?
I want to say yes. Like the cinematography is gorgeous. The CGI should get an award. Back to Chad's point about the whole body thing. They shrunk Joe Pesci's head, I think, in one scene. Like which is already small enough. Like you don't have a lot to play with there. So when he first.
So wait, how many people are CGI'd in this?
Joe Pesci and De Niro are CGI'd through different time periods.
Who else is in this? Al Pacino?
Al Pacino plays Hoffa.
Harvey Keitel.
Harvey Keitel is in it.
Okay, I was just joking. I didn't know he was actually.
He's actually in it. He's got 2 minutes in it. But
Ray Romano.
Ray Romano is in it. Actually, he is. Ray Romano's in it.
I thought that was a joke.
What is happening?
Come on, keep it coming, guys. What else you got for me here? It's a big.
Will Ray Liotta show up?
I wish that. I haven't got that far yet. Maybe he does a cameo.
Oh right, you're not done.
I'm not done.
He's only like 10 minutes in.
I'm probably 47 minutes in.
So you got another 3 hours to go.
Yeah, like I didn't even.
You're fine. You haven't even seen the movie.
You haven't even
No.
started the movie.
Yeah.
No.
You're just watching the
It's a
trailer.
trailer.
Yeah.
I'll probably kick back into it tonight and really focus on it because it's just not one of those movies you can watch after you haven't smoked weed for a week and then you pound down 2 joints and you're like, I can stay up for this. I was like, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow.
Movies are gonna get as long as like a TV season like coming up here. I don't like how it's going the other way.
Do you think it should regress and get
Can we
back
just
to the
get
hour 20?
Like a 2-hour movie.
I'm fine with 2 hours.
2 hours is
I
good.
think
2 hours
that's
is good. Yeah.
2 hours is, yeah.
I can start it like at 8, be in bed
By
in
10.
bed by 10.
Well, Jimmy,
If you're gonna do a 3-hour movie, it better be good. It better be Lord of the Rings good.
Yeah.
At least.
I agree with you. I think this is the wrong genre to be doing
Yeah.
a 3.5 hour movie in, right? You want to make people forget that they're there for
But
3.5
I wonder
hours.
if Netflix is like, okay, we know you're gonna keep coming back for an hour each week.
And you can pause it and watch it
Right.
again later, right?
No, but I hate doing that.
Me too.
You know what I mean? You want to watch a movie in one sitting. You don't want to have
Yeah.
to be like,
Well,
oh, it's too much.
You make a good point because I've seen roughly 47 minutes of it. I'll have to go backwards probably 20 to
Just
like
to remember.
to remind myself of everything so I know what's going forward. So really, I've only seen 20 some odd minutes of this movie.
There's no recap, like on the last 20 minutes of The Irishman.
Right? Totally. Then that's
Last time on Irishman.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
But Jimmy, you ask about awards. I think he really shot himself in the foot when he started shitting on all these other not art style films that
He's just
Scorsese
angry.
was angry. Yeah, a crotchety, angry old man. I saw an interview with him. Man, he's got more bags under his eyes than they give away at the checkout counter at Shoppers. Like it's just he's these big poofy like
You got to
he's-
pay for bags now.
You do have to.
Yeah.
You should pay to have these removed. He looked horrible, but he's just a crotchety old man who's shitting on cinema that, okay, yeah, so it's not your cinema. Does that mean it doesn't deserve accolades? Fuck, who knows? It's all subjective, but I think that really fucked him
Is
from
this
award season.
Is this an Oscar bait movie? Does it feel like it?
Yeah, it does. It feels like
Really?
it feels like a best picture bait
Oh.
in my mind. I don't
Do you think he'll get the nom?
I don't. I think it will. I think it will because the Oscars has to do something for streaming services. They hate streaming services because
Oh
they
boy,
don't.
do they.
They
Yeah, but Roma won last year.
Roma won last year,
And that's
definitely.
Netflix, so,
And I feel
so
that
it's proven.
You're totally right. I just feel that this is going to be the bone that Netflix is given at the 20.
That's the one they're
Oscars.
gonna pick.
That's the one they're gonna.
Okay.
That's the one they're gonna not like. If they're given the list of
Mm.
films, that's the one that's gonna go into the best picture category, and then they'll be like, "Okay, we've given Netflix its due. Move on to everything that did a
Here's
90-day
the real
run."
film.
Yeah, right.
It's just Scorsese.
Fuck.
behind
Speaking of, they just bought a theater in New York. Netflix did to be able to run their own movies because no
Cool.
movie theater would let them. Like they would just contract them into a corner and say, unless you're willing to do what everybody else does, sorry,
You can't premiere here.
You can't premiere
Oh.
here. So they bought an old theater from the 20s, and they're going to redo it, and it's going to be a Netflix-owned movie theater that lets them run for 2 days and then be like, give us an award.
Wow. Well, that'll probably work for them.
I wouldn't be surprised. I heard I read a little bit of an article about how Disney didn't even affect the stock price of Netflix. Like nobody jumped like they thought they would.
Well, because Netflix just signed on to Nickelodeon, right?
I,
you hear about that?
Yes, I heard a little.
They
bit
didn't
about
back
that.
down. They heard Disney's coming out, and they just stepped right up and got Nickelodeon. So we're gonna get some good shit from them too.
I'm looking. There's a
That's why
big
their stock
yeah.
didn't go down. They're ready. They knew.
Rocco's
That's
Modern
what I was
Life.
trying
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
I watched the preview for the
SpongeBob.
movie that they
watched
put
the
out,
movie.
but it didn't appeal to me.
It's all fan service.
Yeah, I feel like the cartoon though. Oh,
Yeah, and we'll be
Is,
soon.
is the cartoon on Netflix or is
It
it going
will
to
be
be now?
soon.
It's going to be now.
It will be, yeah. Because they're losing all the rights with NBC and CBS. Like all that stuff's
They'll
gonna go
get
away.
like Hey Arnold, Rugrats, and shit. It'll be
Oh
good.
my God, Rugrats back,
Yeah.
and that would be amazing.
Keenan and Kel.
Yeah, Netflix didn't back down at all. They're ready. They're ready for this.
Well, speaking of cartoons, let's talk about the trailer of the week. That's what I was missing.
There we go.
So trailer of the week is Sonic the Hedgehog, the new Sonic the Hedgehog trailer, I guess. The new trailer.
Why are you hiding out in my garage?
They're coming for me! If they steal my power, they could conquer the universe. You have to help me.
No, I don't. Please, it's life or death.
Good morning, my rural chum.
Mr. Dr. Robotnik, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to tell me where it is.
Wait! Don't hurt him! Road trip? Whoop, whoop.
This can't be happening to me.
Oh my God, stop the car right now! What? The world's largest rubber band ball? We gotta see it!
No, this is not some fun family road trip.
You're right. It was lame. Gift shop was cool, though.
Same amount of teeth.
Same amount of teeth, just better, like, more
Better
rounded.
Better hidden?
Yeah. What was? Let's go around the room, Jimmy. What was wrong with the original teeth? I didn't. I mean, I
Maybe
could
just-
see it, but I really couldn't put words on it.
Too noticeable. Like that's not something that you should think about when you're watching Sonic. Like I don't remember watching the old cartoons thinking, "Nice teeth, Sonic. Great job."
You have solid dental work, Sonic.
It was never an issue.
It was just everything was such a problem with the design that
It just
everything was just even enhanced more because the thing beside it was also awful.
It was
That's
unappealing.
okay. Yeah, that's
So
I
of
agree
course
with
you just
Chris,
started
yeah.
picking apart the whole design because you're like, what? How did this get through? I like the theory that this was the marketing ploy. They purposely did this
Oh,
because look how easy it
Interesting.
was for them to turn around and
it
in a couple of
worked.
months, and we got that right.
So should we not see it?
I might wait a week. Oh, it's awful. Okay. I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
gonna
I
see
can
it.
see. The old one, they did change him. They didn't just change the teeth.
Oh, everything.
Yeah,
Like, it's
everything's
just
been
visually more appealing.
Yeah, the
Before
the
it's
old
like-
one looks creepy.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's too human-like. I feel like.
I think-
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
It's
it looked
too
like a
human-like.
hedgehog and some desperate human copulated, and out came this
Like the
blue
fly.
alien. Yeah, like the fly.
The fly.
Brundlehonic.
Just awful.
No, but Chris, you're onto something there because when your main character.
Well, that's not my theory.
No.
Oh no, it is now.
No, I don't tell you. That's just when I've read into it. that I
Oh,
like.
okay. Well, wherever you're getting your information from, it seems to be true because when your main character is 100% CGI, you can go back to the drawing board in a fairly cheap fashion. I'm not saying it's peanuts, but
Well, they don't have to pay them. They
Yeah,
don't.
Well, and it's not like they haven't had like 30 years of reference material to
No
go
kidding.
off to, right?
Yeah.
So
they
that's just it. Like most incarnations of Sonic over the years, he maybe looks a little bit more modern, but it still just looks like Sonic.
yeah.
And then whatever that first model was
Whatever
just,
that was.
yeah, because CGI is more art
It
than
looked
it
like-
is.
It looked like no one wanted to say no. They were shown that.
They put it in the test room, and everyone's like,
"Ooh,
"Good
I
job,
guess
buddy.
this is what we'll do."
Can you do anything else for us, or is this?
Jeez, hopefully the kids don't need it.
God.
Are we all excited to see it?
I think we
No,
have,
not really. Just but
we
I-
have an obligation to though, because we fixed something by complaining. So now we have to go see it. If we don't go see it, they're never gonna listen to anything we say ever again.
that's true.
It is, and it came on the heels of the whole million signature petition for Game of Thrones to redo season 8. Then all
That's
of a
not
sudden,
gonna happen,
It's
though.
totally not going to happen.
That's
But
gonna
what?
cost millions just to
Oh,
redo.
good Lord. Imagine if another network was like, sell us the rights and we'll do it properly. Like, imagine if NBC picked it up and like just fucking knocked it out of the park. I mean, it's not going to happen, but that would be
Well,
funny.
It's
it's
a
a
sci-fi network.
Yeah.
it's a franchise now. Like I wouldn't put it past like another say 15, 20 years. They just
Reboot?
redo it.
Or just do the last season. Don't redo it in
That'd be
15,
an
20 years.
interesting-
Just
I don't
redo
think
the
they'll
last
do-
season.
Nah, they'll probably just do the whole thing over again once he finishes the books, if that ever happens.
What if they did the last season as like a movie?
Because doesn't the show like really derail from the books at a certain point because he's not done?
Well, there is. If Martin was here, he'd be able to really quote it as to when it stops.
I'm sure
and
he's
starts,
listening,
but-
just kicking
Yeah.
himself.
Rest in peace,
Hope
Martin.
you're having
He'll be back. We miss you,
fun in
buddy.
Vancouver.
He's living the dream, staring at the mountains. That's isn't that what you do when you move to Vancouver? You just stare at the mountains, and
If you can afford it.
if you can afford it.
There's a mountain tax.
There. My whole point though was that with fan reaction, the way that we reacted to the original Sonic trailer, you're right, Jimmy. Like if you listen to your fans, good things can happen, right? Where some of these guys just sit back and go, well, no, I went to school to do this, or I've been doing this for 10 years. I don't need to listen to these people. There's 20 years of Sonic the Hedgehog everywhere around the world.
And they gave us that.
And yeah, so
I think we have to see it. I didn't even want to see it in the first place, but now that we complained and they fixed it,
you're obligated.
yeah.
Chad,
So
what
I'll
do you
probably
feel?
go
Do you
see
want to
it.
go see it in the theater, or do you
Yeah.
want to?
Honestly, as soon as I saw Jim Carrey in the movie, I was like, okay,
I'm
I'm
in.
gonna see it. It's Jim Carrey being what we saw, what we got from the beginning.
Our Jim Carrey.
It's our Jim Carrey. Yeah.
yeah.
He's home.
being goofy and silly.
Yeah.
And
Get out of here with
Lots
the
of
number
expressions
23, all
and-
right?
not the artist on Twitter
Yeah.
who's got something to say about everything, which is great and good and all. But I mean, just to
Wonderful painter.
give wonderful, very vivid.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when he confessed his love to Emma Stone?
No,
No.
That seems unhealthy.
Yeah, he like
and almost illegal depending on when that was done.
it was
Today.
It was legal.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like him on a webcam, just sort of saying how much he kind of really loved her or whatever.
That's creepy.
He just
And
watched Easy A.
I commented on the post or on the video where I I basically like quoted Dumb and Dumber, but I twisted it with Emma Stone. I can't remember the quote right now because whatever. Anyways, it got a lot of
Very high.
upvotes. It got a lot of upvotes, and it was like a top comment on the video,
Sweet.
which was like having millions of views. I was like, oh shit. And then I think he just removed the video altogether, so it was just taken.
Wow.
Because it was a kind of a weird, creepy confession thing that he was
You
doing.
made Jim Carrey sad.
Yeah, he might have read it, and it's like, but I was just quoting Dumb and Dumber, being all clever.
I was pulling from your library,
I
buddy.
feel like he would appreciate it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. This was when he was kind of in a weird, kind of dark place.
Well, like he might have been like,
very
that's
sad
you're
guy.
a dick, but that's
That's
good.
you got me.
You got it.
and you can't blame the guy for what. Like, I mean, you're 100% on and goofy and funny in all of these over the top movies, and you are the comedian of the '90s essentially. Like, he conquered.
Yeah.
10 years of movie hilarity. Eventually you're gonna get tired of that, I think, which is what you're talking about, Chris, where he went to like his little dark place, and then his like girlfriend died
Yeah,
of a
she,
suicide. Like, he
yeah.
went through a rough bout there. So he was on comedians in cars getting coffee. And did you guys see that episode?
Yeah, that was
at all?
funny. He
was a-
climbs over his own wall.
Right,
It
and
was
he's in
good.
these like dirty blue shorts. Like, he's like, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to do a webisode with Jerry Seinfeld. Like, I'm like, I feel that he's in an okay place now. So
He's all right.
that's the only thing I'm really excited for in this movie is like you're saying, Chad. Like, it's Jim Carrey with a little bit of Sonic for me, not Sonic the Hedgehog with Jim Carrey as Doctor. What's the Doctor?
Dr. Robotnik.
Doctor
Yeah.
Robotnik. Yeah. Chris, are you gonna go see it in the theaters?
No,
Fuck that.
no, I'm not.
Great.
Man, let's
No.
go.
Great. Now they're never going to listen to us
Let's
again.
go to the.
Well, Jimmy,
Let's
I'll go with
all
you, so
go.
you're not
Yeah.
alone.
Hooray.
Okay, well, if a bunch of other people actually want to go, then
Oh,
yeah,
no, too
sure,
late.
let's go. Oh.
Quadruple mandate.
It's probably only like 90 minutes. Can't be that long.
No.
It's 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah. Now I'd actually probably want to see like, hey, what are we not seeing in the trailer?
I like the little nod to Hilltop Road, like he was playing
Yeah.
ping pong, like that
Yeah,
kind of
and-
stuff.
And that was a big difference because they didn't show anything really like that in the first trailer.
No,
Like, it was
there
very
was-
like weird and kind of doing the gritty, like, oh, the army. But it showed like, hey, he's running through like the old levels we used to play on and everything. I was like, oh, okay, that looks fun.
Like, I'm looking forward to him running into something and blowing up into a bunch of rings, and then having to like acting like his pants
Well,
fell down, but
and-
his rings fell out. So
And
he's like trying
I'm
to put them
calling it now. They'll tease tails like right at the end,
for sure.
like his shadow will show up and you'll see like the tails.
The
spinning and
helicopter
stuff.
Just
Yeah.
give it to us.
Yeah.
Like, why you
And
gotta...
they'll do like that. Bow, and then
I don't want to
die
see
or
a
whatever.
sequel now.
And then Knuckles will be teased at the end of the second one,
I have a Sega Genesis
and then at the end of the
home.
Knuckles,
too.
at the end of
You
the
guys
third
still have
one,
a Sega?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I bought it like 8 years ago. I bought it for $70 with a bunch of games and controllers.
Fuck.
Played it a couple times. It's every place I've moved since there. I've put it in storage wherever I like, in the closet, and now it's in my storage locker.
like you don't hook it up.
No, I haven't.
No,
You just never know.
I don't have an old
It's-
TV.
yeah, it's fun to just connect
That's
to sometimes.
that's the big problem. When I had my Xbox 360 broke, so then I'm like, all right, I'll buy an Xbox One. So I buy an Xbox One. I go to plug it into my TV, and I'm like, oh, I have a tube TV. There is no way this HDMI cable is going anywhere inside of the back of this TV. So then Shauna heard about it. I told her, I was like, I bought brand new. I just went out and spent the $500 on the thing. So she shows up with a brand new 20-inch TV.
Aw,
She's like, here you go. And I was like, and this was early in our relationship. I'm like, you know how to make this man happy. Get my Xbox working. Moving on. Let's get into exactly what we've brought everybody here for. The fucking debate. So, Chris, this was yours, actually, right?
I know. I don't know if I've ever actually had a debate topic be mine.
I was.
I've maybe like helped out with like, maybe we should do it like this, but I don't know if I've actually had one that was like I came up with.
I was. As soon as you came up
prove
with it,
me
I was
wrong. Prove me wrong. Fucking just prove me wrong. Like, dare you?
Like, no, this is the first time you've been
alright,
listened to. He's gonna piss on this one. This one's his.
No, I've already kind of forgotten the rules that you guys were sort of suggesting. So, is there a limit Okay, so first off, the debate. The debate is for listeners at home.
I set you up so you could take credit for this. And you have no idea how to explain it. Okay, so
the debate is pick an ensemble cast from any movie, any genre.
Correct.
What are you gonna get them for Christmas? That's basically the premise.
That's 100% the premise.
That's an easy premise.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
Yeah.
Was it the whole ensemble cast or
No,
only 4 of them?
Only 4 of them.
Okay, that's what
Okay.
I did. Okay.
Everybody, you
All
go
right.
through the credits.
Because the movie that I picked has a lot of
Yeah,
a
you
lot
already
of
does.
Totally does. It's basically the top bill, right?
Yeah.
It's the top 4 that
You
are
know
in
what?
predominantly.
But if you have 5 or 6, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have
only
6.
picked 4.
I picked the 4 because I didn't want people to have too much work
There
to
you
do. Because Rat Race came across my line of sight when I was thinking about this, and I'm like, there's a lot of funny fucking characters in that movie, but I didn't want to do all that homework, right? So,
Fun fact: Ike Barinholtz is not in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
Ike Barinholtz. I always thought, Seth Green's brother in the movie. In my mind, ever since, because I hadn't watched it in a super long time, and I was like, oh, it's Ike Barinholtz, and then I watched it last night, and I was like, oh, that's not Ike Barinholtz.
So who is it then?
Oh, I can't even remember the guy's name because I've never seen him in anything.
he was
Okay,
also in.
What's Ike Barinholtz in? I'm not
Mad
familiar
TV.
with him.
Mad TV.
He's doing a
Okay.
lot lately.
This,
Mindy Project. Yeah.
That's not him?
No, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not him. In
Who is it?
I don't know. Something Villavo.
What?
Oh,
It
man.
looks like the exact
Anyway,
same guy.
I interrupted. We'll talk about.
Oh, no, not my whole.
I'll figure
I
this
just
out.
watched
We'll-
that and I was
we'll
like,
figure
oh,
it out.
Three
that's
of
what
you
he
just
I was
went
like,
to
that's what he
Google
was
it.
doing back then. But he was. No, that's probably right because that's an older movie. And
Well, Mad TV was early 2000s.
yeah.
Okay, so back to the rules.
Oh, yeah. And was there a budget? What was the budget we agreed upon?
$500.
$500 was the budget.
Okay.
Spent any way you want. You could spend $490 on one person and skimp out on the rest.
Yeah, I was kind of all over the place. And that's kind of it, yeah.
That's 100%. I was when you came up with this, I was like, first of all, it's Christmas time, so that's perfect. Secret Santa is the most annoying office ritual ever. Like, I work in an office and I get one every year, and I'm like, how do you find anything for $20 fucking to make somebody
Just go, man, nowadays just get Funko Pops.
that, well,
That's a good one.
funny you say that.
Thank you.
So, yeah, premise, easily done. Okay, so Jimmy, you're going to start us off this week, buddy.
Mister, I'm going to win.
Mister, I called it before.
I'm drastically less confident.
First off, Mike, what I like to address is that Jimmy also kind of brings up a book like Martin does, and he's sitting in Martin's chair, so I just think it's kind of like, are you taking
spirit
over,
of.
are you taking over Martin's
I
mannerisms?
am. I'm ready. I'm ready to just be Martin now.
All right, how in-depth are you going to go?
As long as you get really offended when we attack you, you will definitely pull
Oh,
Martin all the
boy,
way back
will
from
I.
Vancouver.
All right, you guys. So for this one, I picked Scream. You guys know that because we talk about it beforehand.
We talk about
but
it all
don't,
the time.
Don't tell anyone.
And number 3, never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back. I'm getting another beer. You want one? Yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
So yeah, I picked Scream. I kept the ensemble cast. I didn't include Gail and Dewey because I forgot. So I kept it down to mostly just Sydney, Tatum, Jamie Kennedy, and Stu and Billy.
Sure, yeah, perfect.
So like the teens that you think are gonna get murdered, Billy and Stu don't. You guys know that. You've been listening. We talk about Scream a lot.
Well,
I talk about
spoilers.
Scream a lot.
Okay, more spoilers. Just skip 5 minutes.
So I thought it'd just be really nice for the 3 characters who aren't horrible murderers if I just went ahead and bought them bus tickets out of town for a while.
Where are they going, buddy?
They're going to the safest city in America. I Googled it. It's the least crime. Per 100 people, I think, what was it? They only have 0.5 murders per year. That's what it's been reduced down to since they started keeping track.
Like Rhode Island?
It's you're not going to believe it. It is Pembroke Pines, Florida.
Really?
Yeah, a town in Florida has the least amount of murders.
A state that has something about a guy named Florida Man always causing problems.
Nobody
That's where you're
dies
sending
there.
them?
People
Okay.
just don't get murdered.
All right.
It's probably like an old folks community.
Yeah.
What?
So I don't know. If they die, it's naturally.
Sorry, where is this place?
Are you Googling it?
Just, I'd like to know. Remember, this is a debate, and I want to destroy you with facts.
Pembroke Pines, Florida.
Okay.
If any listeners
continue.
are no, I can continue. You don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 tickets at $208. I wouldn't be able to afford 3. So, but Jamie Kennedy's a small guy, so I assume he'll fit in the carry-on.
Okay, just to back up, Jimmy. Pembroke Pines, Florida, you have a 1 in 533 chance of falling victim to a violent crime, such as rape, robbery, assault, or even murder. In terms of property crime, your chances of being a victim are 1 in 46.
The Scream Killer didn't do property crimes, Michael.
Go on,
I think that
Jimmy.
was the 4th movie that you're confusing with.
Sorry.
I started running out of ideas.
It's the remake, yeah.
Stop vandalizing my home in a scary mask.
So with
tax
Randy
fraud.
with Randy in the dog kennel / carry-on, that comes to about $416. Oh, yes,
Chad
yes,
has a
Chad.
question.
I like how we're all Googling to see how much this actually probably cost.
Also, dude, it's a part of Miami. So
Have you ever-
maybe it's
Miami
that,
sounds
yeah.
violent too,
But
isn't it?
like,
So you're like an arm's length away from violence.
but I grew up in a small town outside Winnipeg, and no one gets murdered there.
people get murdered in Selkirk, dude.
In Grand Beach.
People from Selkirk
Yeah,
murder
don't-
people.
Selkirk's-
Right, I forgot that you pretended to be from Selkirk
I
to run
do.
comedy there.
I went to high school there for 3 years. It counts. Damn it. Edit this out.
Chad just broke the fourth wall. Anyways, okay. In defense of, yes, all right, he's close to Miami, but he's far enough from Miami to send these people. And you know they've been attacked by a murderous
Right. The exact anywhere's
guy. Yeah, so anywhere's better than that.
better. So that'll come to $416 with Randy in the dog kennel. Yes. Can I talk? Please, Chris.
Each ride is $200.
Each ride is
person?
$208. Yes.
So how many people are going?
2 with Randy in a carry-on.
So you're up to $400. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
416 to be exact.
Okay.
And I did Google bus tickets from California to Florida.
Which company?
Shit. I think it was more like a Travelocity website where it just gave me a list of different bus
like
lines.
Hotwire or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Get them out of town cheap.
So using my remaining $84, I will then take Killers, Stu, and Billy out for a very nice day. Maybe I can sway them from being killers for a while.
What's this nice day entail?
Yeah.
First-
that's very vague.
First, I'm going to buy some bread, and we're going to feed the ducks in the park. That cost me $269.
Why would you think they want to do
Or
this? They're killers.
$2.69. John,
I was
it
gonna
was
say
a
that's-
lot of bread.
What kind of bread did you buy?
Sorry, Chris.
I was just saying, why would you think the killers would want to even do this?
Because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, but who wants to? If anybody of my friends are like, "Hey, you want to go feed the ducks?" I'm like, "No, I don't."
I don't
Murderous
tell them.
rampage.
It'll be a
I don't
nice
tell them-
day.
I don't tell them what we're doing beforehand, Chris. I say, hey, you guys want to hang out tomorrow? We're going to have a nice full day. And they'll say, yeah, Jimmy, that sounds really great.
So you start by feeding ducks.
Yeah, so we'll start
All
by
right.
feeding the ducks, $2.69 for the bread. I did Google that. We're going to walk through the park. We're going to discuss their childhood, and hopefully that's free, you guys, by the way, to just discuss our childhood
Just free
and
therapy.
figure out our problems. Yeah, so I'm going to offer them free therapy and maybe get to the bottom of why they're spree killing
You
people.
know what I really love about this universe is
Mm-hmm.
that you're assuming you'd be friends with them.
You're assuming they haven't killed you yet.
Like you can get close enough with bread and the
So
opportunity of a
because
nice day.
you're telling me you know that they're the killers, and you're just like, all right, let's just have a nice day.
I'm changing history.
You're not trying to just get them turned into custody.
They haven't killed anybody yet in this universe.
He's trying to stop the bad from getting worse.
Exactly.
You've gone back in time.
Then we're gonna get lunch at a popular California restaurant, the Cheesecake Factory. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna start with the egg roll platter for $11.95.
You definitely went to their menu, didn't you?
Just to be safe.
If we check your like phone history right now, it would be like from like an hour ago.
I did. Then after that, we're gonna get the fried shrimp platter. See, these are all nice things that we can share.
These are nice things.
Shareables,
Nice things
yeah.
that we can
Happies.
pick at.
Yeah.
Hopefully one of them doesn't have an allergy, but okay.
Or hopefully one of them doesn't pick your face off with a knife.
Yeah.
Skeet
How do you
Ulrich
know this
doesn't have
isn't-
allergies. I googled it.
Skeet.
I googled Skeet Ulrich's allergies.
What did fandom
That's
say?
a weird thing. Well, yeah, actually, what is it? Does he have any?
No,
Oh.
Wikipedia wasn't that deep. And then we're gonna do just a nice 3 original slices of cheesecake, and that eventually comes to that puts me at an exact total of $488.34, and then I can leave a nice tip for the waitress, and hopefully they don't kill anybody, you guys. But even if they do, they can't kill the ensemble cast, except for Gail and Dewey.
But will they have some of the ensembles left?
Not if they stay in Florida. Not if they stay in the safest place in America.
There you go.
You guys.
Can I say something?
No.
No.
I would love it if cheesecake made people better. I really would. Like if you could
How
solve
can
the
you be
world's-
mad while eating cheesecake?
Well, you're putting a lot of pressure on cheesecake, not so much to be angry while you're eating it, because that's hard. You know,
You're saying I should have gone with the strawberry cheesecake.
I'm just saying you maybe should have gone with a strawberry, like a whole cake instead of a piece. Like these guys are murderous assholes who enjoy inflicting pain and torture.
Have you ever been angry while eating cheesecake?
I have never written it down to be referenced later in life, but no, I've never been angry eating cheesecake. Well, for the sake of your argument, I'll definitely say it.
That's.
Would you guys?
But
do you
there's
guys
a
have
lot
any-
of things that I eat that like don't make me angry.
No, so maybe food is the answer.
Like I
But
don't
I-
get angry
Maybe
when I'm
food
eating
is the
pickles.
answer.
I feel like I've never also been in the like situation where I've been angry and then someone's given me cheesecake and then I'm like, oh, I'm not angry anymore.
Yeah.
So there's no like test for me.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? I've always
Yeah,
just
there's no
been
baseline.
on even keel, and someone's been like, "Do you want cheesecake?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I'm doing pretty good right now."
that
I'd love
happens
some
to me like
cheesecake.
once a week.
Yeah.
And I like your idea. I really do like your idea of getting these kids out of town because shit's gone down. Shit's gonna go down. Shit's about to go down. But what are they gonna do when they get there?
They can do whatever they want. They're not going to be murdered.
Oh, okay, so you're just responsible for travel.
Well, I only had
travel.
$500,
And they're
Mike.
and they're cool with being like their whole lives just uprooted and taken across the
Yeah,
country.
there's
I
another
pretty much-
thing.
You put them in
Well-
witness protection, basically.
I tell them that they're let's say at this point that they're getting the phone calls, but no one's died yet.
Okay,
Oh,
so
so
you're
that's where we're
Well,
in the
but
timeline
like-
now. Before we were like they haven't done anything.
I said no one
now
died.
they're just at the early stage of
We're
being
still
pranksters.
at no one's dead. We're still at no one's dead. And I'm like, hey, here's some bus fare. You guys should get out of town for a while. It'll be great.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Get out of town.
Why do I need to go? Just Merry Christmas.
Where's Drew Barrymore in all of this?
Probably still going to be murdered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so but I thought
Unless-
I
well,
thought you took them out. They shouldn't get killed.
Cheesecake seems to work, but Chad brought up a very good point about why it wouldn't, but maybe it's all food. We don't know yet.
Also, in this scenario, they're teenagers, and you're like, go to Pembroke, Florida.
Yeah.
So
Not Miami. Pembroke.
presumably,
Have you talked to the parents about this?
I assume they have
Presumably.
grandparents already there.
Oh, okay.
Snowbirds.
Okay,
Or
because
they
I
don't-
was gonna say they don't have any money being high school students, right? And you're gonna be like, go to Florida and expect them to live a great life.
Yeah.
They do have very nice houses, so
That's
maybe their
true.
parents would give them
Ji-
some money.
Jimmy,
it's Christmas.
Well, maybe Jimmy's only shipping them off for like the week everything goes down, right? I don't think it's a permanent. I think it's just blow out of town for a week.
until the
and
cheesecake either works or doesn't. Basically, that's my point.
And like in this universe, how did you know that they were going to become murderers?
Yeah, why would you do this anyway?
Because
Just
I've seen the movie.
we do pull from movies, Chad. So that's a fair, it's a fair assessment. He's got a blueprint.
Yeah.
I know
that's
them
fair.
personally.
Him and Wes Craven go way back. He was there when they were writing the script. He's got draft 1 and draft 2 going
Look,
on.
I'm feeling a lot less confident than when I started. Okay, you guys did a great job.
You were very confident at the start of this.
Yeah,
It's because you walked in with a bullet. You put the bullet on your chest, or the bullet. We put the bullet on your chest. You
will.
put the target.
You will remember me.
I always
You
do.
will remember the Titans.
I will remember.
Are we done torturing this man? Or-
Yes.
Yeah. Are we good? All right.
Chad, do you have any more?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
All right. Well, I said I'd go second, so let me pull up my notes here. We actually this was super fun because when you mentioned this, Shauna was like rifling off like movie after movie after movie. Right? We were like, she thought of like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was one. There was a couple really great ones, but I was like, how do we? And then instinct, like I was just looking at Ensemble Cast and pulled Beetlejuice. And was like, this is perfect because there's 4 characters. You've got Alec Baldwin's character and Gina Davis, the Maitlands. You've got Beetlejuice, and you've got Lydia. Those are the 4 that I'm buying gifts for.
What are your qualifications?
Well, I attended Juilliard. I'm a graduate of the Harvard Business School. I travel quite extensively. I lived through the Black Plague, and I had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy. Now, what do you think?
So I started with Lydia. Now, what's Lydia's favorite hobby?
Death.
Second favorite hobby, photography.
Right.
So I was like, well, what do you get a girl in 2019 who's
Is that when? Okay, so we're not in.
I'm not buying a gift in the 80s. I'm buying a gift like this week.
Okay.
So Alec Baldwin is how he is now.
So have they all aged?
Well, Alec Baldwin
Like,
and
is
Gina
this
Davis
now-
can't. The Maitlands can't because they're ghosts, right? So they're
Right.
forever
Okay.
trapped. So
Okay, yes.
so
what
I'm
you're saying.
I'm attacking this from the angle that Lydia is of age in the movie, but I'm buying her a gift from 2019, which just so happens to be a free iPhone on
So
a
she
very good plan. A $30 a month plan, which gets me $300 for the year, taken care of. Okay.
Which company are you
It's an
going
Apple iPhone 11.
with? But like Rogers.
Yeah, but like, can she make
Bell.
calls? Can she?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. It's one of those like ridiculous
We're-
AT&T Sprint plans where you get like 5 phones for the price of one. Like,
Does this
You got
plan
her a
actually
family
exist?
plan?
these plans exist? You can go. You
Okay.
can check me out online.
gonna-
Fact check.
gonna
You better
check-
fact check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check this AT&T $30 a month plan.
There's some incredibly aggressive plans in the States because that's when
They
you
have a
came
lot
up
of
with this.
And it's
Companies.
only 1 year.
It's a year plan. Like after that, she's on her own.
So,
So,
you're up to $360.
$360, exactly correct.
Why not just buy her like a camera?
Wait, but you also got the phone. Oh,
The phone is
comes,
free.
It comes
Yeah.
on the plan.
Comes on the
okay.
plan, yeah. So all you're doing is just paying for the monthly usage and the
And
Wi-Fi.
what iPhone are we looking at?
iPhone 11.
So you're now
You
giving
can get
her
a
debt.
$30 plan with an iPhone 11.
Oh yeah, that's how they get it. That's how they get you, man.
Get
Okay.
him, Chris.
Okay,
He's gonna consumer check me on
Keep
this.
going.
Okay, so we get her the iPhone 11 because it's got a great camera on it. She doesn't have to go to the black room anymore. We get rid of all of the fun photography by using an iPhone 11, so that's taken care of. Then I go on to Kijiji and I buy a used iPhone 3 for my second gift for Beetlejuice because Beetlejuice is one sexually frustrated individual. So we get him the cheapest
boy.
iPhone possible that only has access to Wi-Fi, and we show him how to look at porn. And that boy,
Wait, you're getting another iPhone?
I'm getting 2 iPhones.
Okay, how much
like
is
a
this
family
one?
plan.
Now you have to just buy this one.
I just outright bought this one. This is a
And-
cheap used
Oh.
iPhone on Kijiji.
okay.
Which one? iPhone.
iPhone 3, like the original.
Could
Kijiji
you
some iPhone 3 price.
now?
I don't think you can.
But here's the thing: how old is the iPhone 3? Could it run videos still,
Ooh.
or have all the updates? It's now too updated because it probably
think he
doesn't
got
get.
you there.
It probably doesn't get updated.
I think it'd
feel-
have to be a 5.
I think I know how you feel now, Jimmy.
Well,
Starting to get a little hot over here.
I've
I didn't
seen some-
realize what Kijiji might be marketing these phones.
I've seen
as.
someone do it with like an iPad, like an
I-
iPod.
The iPhone 3 has not been updated in years. This is what verbatim. The iPhone 3 has not been updated in years. Nope. Period. iPhone 5 is the oldest iPhone still supported by the latest iOS.
So it'd have to be a 5.
Okay,
That's a
so-
direct
Yeah.
quote from
All right.
Tim Cook, by the way.
I think
Someone ask him. Nope.
I got here. I didn't check it because I figured it would be fine. But iPhone
You gotta Google this
used
stuff.
Kijiji. Let's
It'd
see
have
what
to
we
be
get here.
check 5C because the 5C would be the cheaper one. That's
Yeah.
one with the plastic
99,
casing.
79.
You're looking at about $100.
Yeah.
About
right.
$100 for an iPhone 5. So you're up to
And that's the one you outright buy?
$460.
But we're looking at Canadian prices, and you were looking up
American.
Oh, that's
American
true.
stuff.
Well, they are American, right?
Right.
They do
Yeah,
live in
yeah.
they do live in America. So I think I can get away with the plan pricing. Okay,
see,
but
yeah.
all right, let's just say for argument's sake and to be fair, $100.
If you go
for a
over
used
by
iPhone
any amount,
5C.
you lose.
No, I'm not. So
Just automatically. No one can vote for you.
This
Sorry.
is Price is Right now.
I priced myself out of the debate. So lastly, Shauna and I were sitting here, and I'm like, well, what do you get these 2 ghosts who have to forever live in this house and have nobody else because Lydia's going to get old and the family's going to move out. And eventually everyone's going to come and go, but how do you keep them happy? So I figured the easiest way to do it would be to get them a puppy. Go out,
It's
find
gonna
a...
die though.
You're going to get Ghosts a puppy.
I'm going to get Ghost a puppy, and you're going to wonder how I'm going to do this. I'm going to go find a puppy.
I am.
Right? Okay? I'm just going to steal a puppy. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
This is a free puppy.
So it's free.
It's a free puppy. Okay? And I'm going to take that puppy to the bridge
Oh no.
where they died.
Oh
Oh
no.
my God.
And then we're going to take said puppy.
I hate everything about
Yeah.
this.
Your vote's gone.
And I'm going to tie that puppy to a bag of weights.
Oh my god.
But hang on, guys. I'm going to throw that puppy into the water. And as soon as that puppy dies, it's going to come back and have the best home ever. I'm not killing
Yes,
a
you
puppy.
are.
I'm not killing a
Yes,
puppy
you
so much as I'm escorting it to a loving, caring family on the other side.
I hope that puppy doesn't just haunt you. That you just spend the rest of your life haunted by the ghost of this puppy that you murdered.
It's just following you, going like, "What the fuck, man? You stole me from my actual family.
I had a loving family.
It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. Like, there's a little girl who, like, she doesn't care about any gifts she got that year because Patches is gone.
Somebody took her puppy the night before.
And then they found his body on, like, the banks of the Forks.
Because they would.
Well, how else am I going to get the puppy to them guys? I've got to
you
cross
probably
the threshold.
Just give them a puppy.
Yeah, but they can't. Okay, but you know,
Trump-
from the
okay,
movie
so
that they can't
also-
interact with humans, right? So they can't interact with a real animal either.
They
All
interact
right.
with Lydia.
But I want to
Yeah,
go.
but they can't keep Lydia. Like,
Why not?
Okay, all right.
No, I want to dissect this dog murdering you're doing. Fun fact: Trump has made it so that animal cruelty is like a federal crime now.
So I'm fucked.
So you're fucked.
Also, did you buy the? Oh, go ahead.
You're going back in time to Beetlejuice time.
So there are no federal laws for
Against
throwing
killing a dog.
Killing a dog.
Okay, so how are you going back in time with your 2019
I'm not. No,
gifts?
Chad just said I'm going back in time. I'm not. I'm.
See, it's 2019.
It's
Yeah.
2019.
You're
So
going
right now,
you're
yes.
going to prison.
Okay.
So-
Also, did you buy the burlap sack and the weights?
Yeah, like they have a paper
How-
trail.
I want to keep track of if he's going over.
You just, I don't know how you always top yourself episode to episode. I'm going to go home and Serena will be like, oh, what was Mike's?
Should I
Like,
listen
he
to it?
talked about dog murdering. That's what he got through for Christmas.
That was. We were sitting here laughing our heads off when I was coming. I was like, well, how are we going to give him the puppy? Well, how did they get to where they were? They died. So you could kill the fucking puppy.
Well, it's
and as soon as that clicked in my head, I was like, I couldn't wait for Chris to
it's
just dissect.
clever, I suppose. It makes sense.
So the puppy is stolen.
Yeah, we know.
So a chain to tie around the puppy
No, can
also
we just-
stolen.
Yep.
So
Okay.
so
well, that's
I
saving some money.
have $40 left. I'll give it a last meal.
Which you
I'll
use
get
to
some really
get-
good
Maybe you
doggy
should
chow.
give the family that $40
Yeah. Or that's your cab fare outside to get out of the city.
get away. Yeah.
Because I can't get a vehicle to
They're
do
gonna
this
look
because I'll
for
be
you.
busted. So I
Yeah.
gotta find an Uber driver to take me out to the bridge to kill the puppy.
So now you have an accomplice.
yeah.
You've dragged someone into this.
You're going to jail.
Gary's just running for Skip and Uber. And isn't this a movie? Hasn't this become a movie right now?
I think
With,
my debate
what's
is
his
now
name?
turned
With
into
Batista.
Batista. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that Uber movie? Stuber.
Stuber. Yeah.
Was that the premise? He has to kill an animal. He gets into an Uber's car.
Nonetheless, I stayed under budget. Unless Chris, have you found a plan that's worth more than $30?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
anymore.
matter at this point. Okay.
You're killing a dog.
I
don't
think
care
we
how
can
much. I don't know how
consciously
much.
vote for you.
Yeah, I don't know how much. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Dark fucker spends.
Feel good about this at all. What kind of dog?
Don't make it worse. What was his name?
I
How
feel
much are you
that-
scouting out to steal this dog? You breaking into someone's house, or when it goes out to the bathroom, you're like, now's my chance. You hop a
it
fence.
just pees on you.
I figured I would
Chloroform? Are you just stuffing it into the? Like, when do you kill it? When it drowns? No, I'm done. I don't want any more.
You don't want answers to the questions.
And wait,
morbid.
how are you going to interact with the ghost dog if ghosts can't interact with humans?
Well, as soon as they'll
So you're going to bring them to the bridge to watch you kill this dog?
It's part of where the present comes from. Yeah.
And I had this saved up before you were talking about murdering dogs.
Guess.
I feel like Lydia would like all the fun stuff that comes along with having a camera, like a dark room and all that. I feel
Agreed.
like she'd enjoy
Yeah.
that. Why
No,
would she need a phone? She doesn't need to call anybody.
Because also, you know what? She probably already has a phone.
Yeah.
Like, she's now 35 years older.
Get her a
however
cool old Polaroid
She probably
camera.
already has this.
So you're saying that I should go backwards and get all hipster on it and
Yeah.
get her a better version of the camera that she had when she was.
I
And
feel
then
like she'd like
also,
That's
when
a good idea. Yeah,
when it
okay.
comes to light that you've murdered an animal, she probably will just throw out the phone.
Yeah,
right?
like I can't
keep this gift. This gift is a reminder of
Yeah.
a dark individual.
Especially when it has like a pocket video of you killing the dog.
Yeah.
I love how neither of you guys have attacked Beetlejuice just sitting out in the corner jerking off on
No,
an
'cause
iPhone
that made
5.
sense.
Yeah, that made sense.
Okay.
Yeah, you were 1 for 4 there. So
You saved some people with that one.
Yeah, no, that was a good part.
You should have just done that one.
I give Beetlejuice porn, and then everything's fixed.
Yeah.
Honk, honk. Anybody else want to chew me out? Or can
No,
we,
I think I'm good.
All right. Well, Chris, it's now your turn on the hot seat, buddy. So
It is.
Yeah.
It can only get happier from you.
Yeah. I have chosen Pulp Fiction, crime drama of 1994.
Marvin, what do you make of all this?
Man, I don't even have an opinion.
Well, you gotta have an opinion. I mean, do you think that God came down from heaven and stopped us? Oh, what the fuck's happening? Oh, man, man. Oh, man, I shot Marvin in the face. Why the fuck you do that?
Won best original screenplay, and I don't know why I'm padding. So what would I get the cast? All right, well, let's start with Jules, played by Samuel L. Jackson. For Jules, I would get him a quarter pounder with cheese, or as affectionately we like to call it, a Royale with cheese.
Ooh, and how much did that cost you?
I got him the meal because he always likes to drink when he has to wash down his burgers. So the meal, the price I was able to find was $5.79. I'm just going Canadian prices. $5.79.
I'm gonna have to go.
Well, then it's gonna be cheaper. I didn't come out to $500. It came out to like $150.
And you wouldn't even supersize it for Jules? I mean, you get shot for something like that.
I could do that for him.
You've
Why
got
not?
money. Come on.
I'd actually probably, because I remember thinking the movie, he has a very large drink.
Yeah.
So
No couple.
So yeah. So and I'd write with a little marker on it like Royale with cheese. Like you get the reference. All right. So let's move on. Vincent, plays by John Travolta. It's known that Vincent is a heroin user. One of the side effects of heroin is constipation. So I would get him some
first-hand experience,
packs of laxatives for Vincent, and
nice
he'd be
of
like,
you.
"Hey, thanks a lot, man." I'm like, no problem.
I'm thinking about your colon.
Don't get shot in the bathroom because he's still alive at this point.
Yes.
So how much is that?
Oh, that was $12.
Oh, good.
One pack. I guess I
You
could get him
said
two.
packs.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give him 2 packs. It's $24.
Nice, good for him.
So
All
what
right.
you got total now?
Total right now would probably be
I
about
don't even think we've broken $20.
30 bucks.
$30 bucks now.
Yeah, 30 bucks.
He's keeping him on the penny over in
Yeah,
the corner
yeah.
there. I love it.
30.
So let's move on to Mia Wallace, played by Uma Thurman. She mentions how she auditioned for Fox Force 5, which is a made-for-TV movie or whatever TV show that she didn't get the part. Or she did get the part, but they never got picked up past the pilot. There's always been sort of a fan theory. Okay, I kind of got meta with this one. There's always been sort of a fan theory that the Fox Force 5 was kind of the building blocks of Kill Bill, because there was like 5 members in the group, and they all had their own special thing, and yada, yada, yada. So as a little in-joke, I would get her Kill Bill, but only Volume 2 and only on DVD and used. So that was $2.99. I don't want to get her too elaborate because she's married to Marcellus Wallace. And one guy gave him her a foot massage, and we all know what happened there. He was thrown off a balcony. So here's Kill Bill Volume 2. She won't get it, but it's funny to me.
She'll get it one day.
She won't.
Yeah, she'll get it one day. Yeah. I went with Butch next, played by Bruce Willis, the former boxer, whatever you want to call him. For Butch, I kind of spent a little bit more. This is a $60 gift. I got him a watch stand. I got him a watch stand from Walmart, so he's not going to lose his watch, and he knows where it's going to be all the time.
And how much did that run you?
That was $60. That was
Wow.
$60. Yeah, it's really nice.
How come he gets such a nice gift? And
Well,
Jules
because-
gets a supersized
Because he'll punch you the fuck out if his
I
gift
know
is
how much
shitty.
I know how much that watch means to him.
Yeah.
So why not have a place to display it nicely? The problem is though, I've been trying to call him. I don't know where he is. He's kind of taken off right now, so it's waiting for him. It's waiting for me for once. I have more. I did more.
Please.
Okay. Let's go back to Marcellus Wallace, the big gangster, right? I actually got him a foot massage at the spa to show that it isn't so intimate, you know.
You don't have to kill people.
Yeah, what ended up happening though is he did throw the masseuse off the balcony. So that ran me $50. That was $50. So
Well,
maybe it wasn't a good foot massage. I
Did
don't
you
know.
Google foot massage?
I was trying it, and I was like, I'm done.
You're going to jail.
Yeah.
I love your foot massage, but I would have loved it even more if the foot fucking master gave it to him because Samuel L. Jackson makes reference to he's got his technique down pat. He doesn't be doing any tickling or anything.
Yeah.
So if Samuel L. Jackson gave Marcellus Wallace,
But that's Jules. How am I going to convince
You
Jules?
have to pay Jules to
yeah,
do
that's
he's a
that?
foot fucking
He's a
master.
hitman. He's going to ask for a lot of money. I only had $500.
You could just ask Quentin Tarantino and he'll do it.
Yeah.
Foot
So finally, my final gift. We all remember Marvin, who was shot fatally in the
Phil
backseat of the car
Lamar.
by Phil. Yeah, played by Phil Lamar.
Mad TV royalty.
What I ended up doing was I sent his family a card and I made a donation in his name to the victims who have had their head blown off. That was only $20. I didn't really go.
Wow.
There's a
You
foundation.
had so much
I know.
money left over.
I forgot that the budget was $500, so I just gave them $20.
For the one guy who bit it the hardest.
Yeah.
Here's $20 for his time.
Wow. I don't think consciously I can vote for you either because of that.
Well, I'll give him more. I'll give him more. I'll bend it a bit.
You can give him the
I mean, I'm
rest.
killing
I'll
a
give-
puppy, but you value a human life at $20.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know.
no, it's-
I think I'm coming away with this pretty clean now.
I'm doing more than anyone else was doing, trying to help a
I'm
guy
saving
out.
lives.
Yeah.
This is true. You're getting them the fuck out of Dodge.
So.
Whether they like it or not.
I really love. Are you a very thoughtful shopper? Like when you buy gifts, Chris, do you?
Yeah,
do you
I
put
think
a lot
you
of
could
thought?
kind of see it, and then I try and find what I think,
Yeah,
would interest the
you
person.
cater to the person very well. I would have loved like a.
I was trying for Marcellus Wallace instead of foot massage. I was trying to think of. I was trying to see what he holds when he gets run over by Butch. Because it looks like donuts and like a coffee.
He's walking
And I
across
was
the
just
street.
like, hey man, you lost your donuts and coffee and get ran over. So here you go. But
You give them to him
I
before he gets
couldn't-
run over?
Yeah, I couldn't quite figure out what he was holding, so I went with the foot massage. I thought that was funnier.
I thought you would have given. I mean, first of all, before we continue, I would never harm a puppy. I feel I need to say that. Let's just get that out of the way. I have 3
I feel
adorable
like-
cats. I love animals.
I feel like you should
but
put
no
that.
puppies, huh?
Yeah, I feel like you should put that at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, well, we'll get that in. We'll get that in the
I
intro.
can't help but notice that you only have cats.
Yeah. And you also
What
have a
does that
lot
tell me
of
something?
you also have a lot of animal heads on your walls. So
Guys,
I don't know.
dig deep into this. But I would have loved Mia Wallace to get like a shooter set of syringes that you can just
Oh,
dip
that's
into
fun. No
alcohol.
more
and then
sharing.
Well, that's a little bit morbid.
Yeah, is that a little on the
Yeah,
nose?
especially going with the theme of the other gifts, right?
And did you ignore
Besides the laxatives. But I know he's got to help a friend out.
Did you ignore the imp on purpose?
The gimp.
The gimp, sorry, the gimp.
I was like, what imp?
He's a small demon boy.
Yeah. It's like, I think I did. Yeah.
You kind of walked right past that scene.
Yeah, there's a ton of small side characters. I was trying to even think like Christopher Walken.
No,
and
I meant to
everything.
give that to Butch. Like give him the gimp.
No, that's weird.
Ooh.
You know, and then maybe like because Butch.
But he gets murdered. He kills the gimp.
Well,
He stabs him.
why am I in my head thinking that the gimp was Crossfire, like he was collateral damage, and he was.
Well, you can't not kill the gimp.
Yeah, he's hanging there.
Oh, that's
not hanging there. He's kind of trapped, and then Butch stabs him.
Yeah, my movie
And then he
brain's still
just
frazzled.
and then he just is hanging there.
Yeah.
Okay, my only thing is, as I don't know, as a human being, I would not like to receive laxative as a Christmas gift
But
at any point.
But do you have constipation a lot?
Even if, man, I want to say, even if I did, I don't want to receive that at like an office, Christmas, at anywhere.
You know what? Hang on. I know what it's like when someone comes here and they have allergies, and I'm like, I got to react. If you got bad constipation and someone comes in and rescues you with laxative, they're not going to be like shitty. They're not going to look at it like socks.
Why are you going to the Christmas party if you're
But
constipated?
but if I'm giving gifts to these people, it's probably we're probably pretty close. We're probably buds. You know what?
guess
Christmas
so.
is
You can
coming
break
up.
that border. Yeah.
Wait,
You
why
might-
do you get to criticize him?
Because
And
it's
you're
my job.
in your thing, you're like, I'm great friends with these kids. Taking them on a trip. We're going to feed.
Yeah.
We're going to go feed the ducks. We're going to hang out.
Because I like to think I'm good friends with Matthew Lillard, and I think that's more realistic. I think that's more realistic than Chris being friends with John Travolta.
How dare you shake your finger at him, sir?
Point taken.
Oh. I
Go feed the ducks.
I don't want to speak too soon, but yeah, like you really,
I knocked it out of the park.
you totally knocked it out of the. I want you to be in my office Secret Santa pool now, because
Are you constipated? Because that's what you're gonna get.
I mean,
What's what kind of ailments you got right now?
I got gout. What do you got? What do you got for my gout, Chris?
I'd like to. You know what? If he's constipated, I like to think Vincent Vega can solve his own problems and get his own.
But he doesn't. He doesn't. It's shown throughout the movie. He's always going to the bathroom.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
fair
like
enough.
maybe if you got when Vince is talking to the heroin dealer when he gets back from Amsterdam about his car getting keyed up, maybe if you like replace the paint damage on Vincent's car,
that would have been nice. Yeah,
you know, like a little detail job to the car that you know.
Instead, here's a fixture.
Here's some constipation.
And then go take a shit.
Yeah.
All in all, I can't.
Well,
Chad, you got anything you want to?
Shit on him, man.
But I think it's Chad's turn.
Chad, we
I
usually
do think that you cheaped out at the end. You
with the
kinda
$20
cheaped- with the $20,
donation.
Yeah, you cheaped out.
Well, I also had 6 guys, and I was just kind of coming up. I'll give him more. 30.
Like I'd love to be Phil Lamar's parents in the movie when they get a card from Chris.
$20.
It's a 20. It's like, did someone send a Christmas
It's not
card
even
by
20.
mistake?
It's a 20 that a vending machine wouldn't take.
It's like half ripped.
Yeah.
And it was used to wipe the blood up from the back seat of the car with the wolf.
I was trying to think of what to get the wolf, but
Well, you know what you get, Quentin. The guy. What's Quentin's name in the movie? What's his character name? Jimmy. That's it. You get Jimmy New Sheets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
We won't quote. What
No,
Jimmy says.
we're not gonna quote what Jimmy
right.
says in that show at all. And lastly, the
Chad.
guest.
All right, so I would like to say that I misinterpreted these directions majorly.
Always good.
Majorly.
It's the best when that happens.
I was like, oh, okay, so I'm doing this for the actors. I'm going to pick the actors, not the actual characters. That's what in my brain.
Oh, so you were picking like Rowan Atkinson and John Lovitz because
But not
you
Rowan
did.
Atkinson's
Not
character.
the characters.
This
yeah.
is still going to be good.
This is going to be even better.
So there's a part of me now. This is going to become a choose your adventure for you three. Because there's a part of me now that is like, okay, I'm pretty confident that off the cuff and quickly I can come up with for the characters of well, I can't even think of the name of the movie right now.
Rat Race.
No, a different movie because of the Rat Race. So, okay, I can either do my Rat Race thing or what is the goddamn movie I'm thinking of? Oh my god!
Start talking. I'll
Jeff Bridges. You know.
Oh, Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski. Yes, it's one of my all-time favorite movies.
So
I could easily do the ensemble for the main characters of that movie.
I want you to do Big Lebowski on the fly because the Big Lebowski. I have a coffee table book here, which you're going to love after, which is all Coen Brothers inspiration for the movie. So you, sir.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
That's my vote. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered because it'd be 2 versus 1. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy doesn't
We're just
have
being polite.
I'm
any
just shocked
weight.
they asked me.
You want my opinion?
Guys, I don't feel comfortable about talking about the Big
Okay.
Lebowski.
So, the Big Lebowski.
You look for the person who will benefit, and you know.
I am the walrus.
You know, you know what I'm trying to say.
I am the walrus.
That fucking bitch.
Oh yeah.
I am the walrus.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
The Rat Race thing was going to be good. It was... all right. Anyway. So, we have Jeff Bridges. We have John Goodman. We have Steve Buscemi. We have Julianne Moore, who is a stone cold fox, by the way.
She is.
So sorry to my girlfriend if she listens. No, she knows. She knows.
She knows.
John Turturro, Tara Reid, and...
Right, Tara Reid.
Yeah.
What year is this?
Philip Seymour Hoffman,
1998?
Sam Elliott.
98,
There's so many
Wow.
big names. Flea is in this movie.
That's right.
Oh, Jesus. He's got it. Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the main 3, obviously, and
Tara
Julianne
Reid.
Moore.
So you're going the dude.
I'm
you're
going the dude.
Walter Sobchak, John Goodman, right?
Yeah.
Maud Lebowski, Julianne Moore.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to go Jesus. I'm going to go Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes,
John
you are.
Turturro.
Yeah,
the Turturro,
yeah,
yeah.
not Julianne Moore.
Okay.
I can't.
Ooh,
Okay.
What do you get him for Christmas?
Oh,
Probably something bowling related.
Oh yeah, buddy. Okay,
Fishing
so
gear.
let's go. Let's start with Steve Buscemi
Donnie.
Donnie. Yeah.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
Theodore Donald. Donnie. So I guess in this universe that I'm about to create, I'm going back in time just after the carpet gets ruined, all right? And then I'm going to stop the entire movie from happening.
That's pretty much the whole plot of the movie.
These gifts, I'm gonna stop it. So I guess I should start with Jeff Bridges. What am I gonna buy Jeff Bridges? Oh, are you gonna buy him a new rug? Nah, he can get over it.
I'm gonna get a new rug.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy him a 3 months supply.
Hang on, let me do my budget.
3 months supply of all the fixins for the White Russians.
Oh.
So you need milk,
Kahlua, and rum.
How many does he drink a day? Like, does he?
It seems like he's always got one with him.
Yeah.
Some milk and Kahlua.
For the sake of the movie, which is what we're pulling from, let's call it 5. So 5 a day.
So 5 a day. So that's, you'd say an ounce.
How much is a bottle of Kahlua?
Kahlua is not that pricey, actually. It's a liqueur. It's not a spirit.
And
so
we're in the States.
We are.
Yeah.
It's cheap booze. I mean, you could probably put that all away.
I don't even really care about the budget anymore.
This is the most math we've ever done on a show.
Yeah. This is the most math I've ever done.
Kahlua
outside of work.
prices US. So that is okay.
See,
How much would it cost?
we need an intern.
We do.
We need someone who can do
you guys
this.
know any up and comers in comedy who'd
And they could
come
do like
sit
fact
down?
checking and stuff like that.
We need a Monica, like Dax has Monica to do the
Yeah.
fact check. I'm too lazy to do the fact check.
Oh, here we go. Kahlua coffee liquor 1.75 liters, $42.97.
Okay, so 5 a day. Yeah, you could probably do this for 200 and change.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's call it 200.
That's just Kahluas?
Just
Well,
Kahlua.
and if you wanted to even do, 5 a day would probably be.
Yeah.
And what do you think milk in the States is probably like $1 something?
Yeah, he'd be fine with milk. Yeah,
Yeah, the milk I'd be
or
fine.
a milk substitute.
But I also have to buy rum. Because isn't there's
Nope.
rum in White Russian?
White
It's
Russian
just
is
Kahlua.
Kahlua and milk.
Oh,
Is
is
that
it?
it?
That's
There's
it.
no rum?
Are you sure there's not rum in
third
it?
thing.
I got a
think
cocktail book in the
we
kitchen
gotta
that
look-
might.
we gotta look this
all
up.
right, hang on here.
Jerry, do some Googling.
You know what?
for
No,
us.
hang on, guys.
You-
I got a friend here. Hey, Alexa, what's in a White Russian?
Are we allowed to do this on the podcast?
A White Russian contains coffee liqueur, cream, and vodka.
Oh, shit. We're all
Shoot.
wrong.
So if you didn't hear that, Alexa
Vodka
said vodka.
Prices.
Thank you, Alexa.
US. So
Wow,
vodka,
just gave Chris the cold shoulder.
budget bottles are less than $20.
It's a Black Russian that has Kahlua. That's what is throwing this all off here. A White Russian is vodka and coffee liqueur.
Oh,
and milk.
so we got 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
So we'll say
I think
it's
I'm making shit up. I think.
$20 for a budget bottle. That's what I'll get him.
All right.
He does. I don't think he gives.
Actually,
a shit.
can't you buy White Russian pre-mixed already? Like, can't you buy
I
that?
want to do it right because I feel like the
Yeah.
dude loves the
mixing,
the
part,
mixing,
right?
and the making his thing. You know,
It's all part of the process.
It's for him. So
instead of being processed,
we'll say that I'm up to, I'm probably up to at least $400
in just liquor.
You could just do like a month's supply.
We'll let you do a month, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do 3 months. I know you love the movie.
I like how you started with a year, though.
Yeah, I was like a year.
Took
nah,
a grand
yeah.
in booze.
Okay, so a month. We'll say I'm up to $200 in liquor.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd say just $200 for all the mix.
All the mixins, yeah.
$200.
Okay. Okay. So that takes care of the dude. He's happy, right? He doesn't even care.
I think he's
he
happy.
doesn't care about the rug at all anymore because he's hammered all the time on White Russians.
But it made the room, man.
The world evens out.
One White Russian at a time. Okay, so who's next?
I'm gonna go Jesus next.
Jesus.
I'm going to buy him. I'm going to also buy him some liquor.
More liquor.
Oh dear
Yeah.
God!
With liquor, it's quicker.
But I'm gonna get him a 60 of absinthe.
Ooh, if he was in Winnipeg, it'd all be free. So run
Absinthe.
Absinthe makes the heart grow fonder.
Prices. You know what? Not absinthe. I'm not going absinthe.
Okay.
That's too hardcore. I'm gonna buy him a quarter bag of magic mushrooms.
Wow.
That's what I'm gonna get him. Yeah. So you gotta think magic mushrooms are relatively the
They're pretty
same
cheap.
price as they are here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and they're
like,
cheap too.
That's
Potato,
like
potato.
probably like $40 for a quarter.
Yeah.
Why not?
So $40. I'm at $240.
Or even you just got him $40 worth of mushrooms, whatever they came out.
Oh,
to be.
guess what? Now he's a non-factor at bowling. So.
Oh, is this a big long con so you can beat him at bowling?
I'm like, where are you going with this? I get it. Fuck with his score.
Next, we have Donnie.
All right.
Oh, Donnie.
Shut the fuck up.
Donnie's always getting yelled at. Always.
Donnie's never in his element.
So what do you get somebody who's getting yelled at?
Yeah.
I'm going to get him a Walkman and a book on tape.
What's the book?
Lord of the Rings.
Because it's long?
Yeah. I'll get him all 3 of them. So that's at least probably a month of him not having to listen to Walter yell at him.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll do a lot for his and his heart.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Do you think
Donnie...
he'd like Lord of the Rings?
I feel like he would. He's
Yeah.
a small guy, you know.
Yeah.
Like
He probably already does.
Yeah, he probably read the... Yeah.
I could
read
see
The
him
Hobbit.
kind of getting along with Pippin.
Who voices this version? Who narrates the book?
Oh, that's a good
Walter.
question.
Donnie, are you fucking listening?
It's just
Once upon a time in the fucking Shire.
Yeah. It's his own ad-libbing.
Sorry, Donnie, it's the Shabbos.
Don't fucking roll on this.
That's probably the best gift, I think, tonight that's been mentioned.
So let's
Lord of the
see.
Rings audiobook voiced by Walter.
Like, I don't want to listen to that now.
So we'll say the Walkman.
Like a Walkman from then, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what, not an iPod
So that's
from
kind
now.
of expensive.
Well,
Not
depends on the-
$500 expensive, but
I'm at $240 right now, we said?
yeah.
Yeah.
So Walkman prices.
In 19.
It's definitely more than $20 for a head blown off donation. That
You
much
can
for-
buy Walkman at Walmart still.
Really?
Yeah, $15.
I'm kind of...
Right?
Yeah,
You're
I don't
tempted.
have a tape.
I have
but
no
mean,
reason to. No, I mean like a Discman.
Oh, like a Sony Discman kind of thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Walkman in a while.
So we'll say they were probably $80.
A Walkman?
Okay.
Yeah. When they were brand new. back
Oh,
then?
yeah. Oh,
yeah. $80 for sure.
And like if it's on tape, I'm imagining this is probably 47 cassettes.
Yeah. So that's
Where
probably.
can you get the Lord of the Rings books on tape?
We'll say the Lord of the Rings cassette tapes were probably also. I'll probably run you at least $100 because
Okay.
it was probably pretty.
It'd be like a box set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Like cartridges.
240 plus 80.
Lord.
It's 320
320 plus 100. We're at 420.
or 420.
Nice.
Sweet.
For everyone who doesn't know, who can't see me, I'm doing hang loose right now. Anyway.
It's okay. I was stretching earlier and nobody had a fucking clue what I was doing.
And so there's a month. Donnie is his
What-
confidence is going up.
How much were
Right?
you saying were you were budgeting for the tapes?
$50.
Okay.
No, what did I say? 100. 100. Yeah.
Amazon looks like they have one. It's by the BBC, $55. It's used.
All right.
I feel that
You know what though? We got to 420, and I don't want to curse it. You know?
Let's keep it at
Yeah,
420.
we're at 420.
that's round number.
And it only comes on 13 tapes, so there you go.
Only 13 tapes.
Yeah.
I feel that Donnie would go in as Donnie, but he'd come out as Aragon. Like he'd just come out with a fuck ton of confidence.
Nah,
And then he'd be like, Walter, let me tell you something.
he's still like a
Dipshit.
Frodo.
He'll always be a Frodo. Who else you got?
Walter Sobchak.
What do we get the man who yells at everything?
I'm gonna use the rest of the $80. Oh man, this is a tough one because he is so angry. Want to pay his bowling membership?
Oh.
I feel like $80 would have been a
That's
year.
probably- yeah,
That's
that's-
probably the
yeah,
bowling
like a
membership for the year.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google it. No.
How much do they charge at Rossmere Lane?
For all we know, they're just actually free, and you just sign up.
So we've taken care of the dude. He's hammered. He doesn't care about the rug. He doesn't care about the other
Jeffrey Treehorn.
Jeffrey Lebowski.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about that guy. He doesn't care about anything because he's hammered. And then we've taken care of Donnie and his confidence. Maybe saved him from having a heart attack. you know?
Possibly.
There you go.
We've taken care of Jesus. Oh, and also, the dude is gonna beat Jesus in bowling because the Jesus.
That's the real gift. To
He's
the
on
dude.
mushrooms. You know
That's
what I
your
mean?
gift to Walter, Donnie, and
Yeah,
the dude.
that's
You got
a-
a
that was
three-person
a-
gift
yeah.
right there.
And who am I missing? Walter. Yeah, and Walter gets to bowl for at least a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Man.
Pick it apart. Pick it apart, Jimmy.
I was just
Pick it apart.
Like enthralled just kind of listening to it that I didn't really think of anything. See, Mike, take notes.
Notice how no dog stuff.
You know what? You know,
yeah.
And I always say like how actors do one for commerce and then one for art, right? So I do one podcast where I'm like, okay, I'm going into this serious, and then do one podcast where there's dead puppies. Like that's it. Just because I want to keep Chris guessing, because Chris is like, man, I never expected you to do this, and then over the top he goes.
I have one.
Okay.
Do you think Jesus would maybe be a little worried to do the mushroom since he's on parole for the incident?
Nah.
No, you don't think you think he'd still do the mushrooms? Wouldn't he have to give a drug test?
For bowling?
No, because he is a registered sex offender, right?
Oh.
But is he still on parole?
I don't think you would have to
They
do
do
a drug
test for
test.
them?
I don't know.
Unless it involved.
All right.
Yeah, unless you were using drugs, and then they're like, oh, okay, well, you can't do drugs now.
Then I
Like if he needed the mushrooms to be a sex offender, then he would have to piss test. But
I also think that the mushrooms leave your system pretty quickly.
Okay. Well, then I retract my statement.
The psilocybin, if we want to get.
Let's see how long mushrooms stay in the system.
Hey, Alexa.
How long?
I'm confident that he would do them still. I'm confident.
I feel he would too. He's got a dangerous streak in him that would be like, yeah, okay, I'll do the mushrooms. The Jesus.
He has a purple bowling suit.
I thought you were gonna buy him a new suit. That's where I thought you were going with that.
How could you improve on that?
You can't.
Up to 3 days, and then you're good.
Yeah.
All right, so
Reed
yeah, he
stays
could do
in
it.
longer.
He
Yeah.
could figure out when his next test would be. All right.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do them right away.
No.
And like chances are your next test would be at your next parole meeting.
Exactly, so
you
he
just
would know.
wait until after your next parole meeting.
And boom. you're good.
Where do you think he'd do them? Like at home
At
or
the
do you,
alley?
The alley.
Yeah.
Oh, you think he'd risk the tournament though?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it seems pretty important to him.
Listen, I came up with this on the fly, all right?
Well,
And
now we're
that's-
picking it apart.
Yeah. No, that's
now
what I
I'm
came
thinking
here for.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he'd probably do them at home, I think. I don't
Yeah.
think he'd risk doing them at the alley, getting caught. Because this is also 1998 or whatever. People might
But-
kind of frown upon someone
That's
being on
true.
drugs
That
in the
is
open.
true.
Now arguing for Chad's side, I think, but since they have Donnie alive still, that they could actually beat Jesus. And whoever else his partner is. The guy that's shining the ball.
That's Jesus.
No. The weird short fat guy who's just doing it beside him real quick. There's two of them.
Oh, I don't think they ever give him. He's
Yeah.
probably like bowler number 2.
My point is, with Donnie still alive, I think they could still beat. I think they could still win it.
Donnie Walter and the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm so impressed.
But things might maybe with reading the audio book and Lord of the Rings, and he doesn't listen to Walter anymore, and maybe Donnie's like, you know what, I actually don't even need this shit.
I don't even like bowling.
And he just stops. Because now he's like, I don't have to listen to Walter,
Well,
who's keeping him there.
You know what? Then that's good for him because he gets rid of Walter,
Yeah.
who, if we're being real, is a kind of a plague on his life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I guess
then
the point
so
isn't-
then
yeah.
he's off doing his own thing and he's happy, and then also he's dead weight. He's dragging the dude and Walter down.
Yeah.
Oh, we see Donnie get a couple of strikes though, and then he misses the one at the end before he dies. So Donnie's a competent bowler.
But clearly, the dude and Walter are better.
They're
Do we ever
Yeah.
see them bowl?
they're carrying him.
and Chad is definitely trying to like create a new path for Donnie with this.
He deserves it.
I would love to see Donnie just sitting there and they're bowling, and then Walter starts to yell at him. He's like, "Shut up! Frodo's about to drop the ring in the volcano. Stop yelling at me."
Well, you know what? I think I'm voting Chad.
Oh, we're just.
We're
That's how
just
we're
there?
doing the vote now,
Okay,
huh,
yeah,
Chris?
yeah.
That's how we do the vote now.
Well, Chad, how we actually do the vote is we all take our smartphones and we turn them around and we write on
Oh,
them
that
in
is
some way.
fun. My
so,
bad.
So we do know what Chris is voting.
No, maybe I'm
but,
going to change it now.
yeah, who
What?
knows?
No, you're not.
Just to make mention here, I'm impressed that you did that all on the fly, Chad. Like you are a true fan of that fucking movie.
Once Jimmy started doing his, I was like, "Oh
Fuck.
God!" And then
So
I was
what
like,
had you-
then I was like,
'cause you
and then I was like, maybe Jimmy just chose to do that, and then someone else. So then once you started doing the characters only, I was like, "Oh no!" And then I was like, maybe Chris will do.
This can't be all bad.
Nope.
No, and this happens every time. I wrote that breakdown, but I'm like, clearly I can't convey how we argue this shit until you get in the living room.
It happens all the time.
And it happens every time. It happened to Chris, happened to you. It's going to happen to everybody, which is why it's great, because then you get to see the debate really change gears. All right, let me get my notepad up here.
Who am I voting for?
Oh, boy.
I mean,
feels like
it's tough, right?
Yeah, you killed dog. You know, you killed a puppy.
You killed a puppy.
It's easy to know who not to know for. You know what I mean?
Who do you not stand next to in this debate?
Jimmy also sent some children to Florida with no adult supervision, just assuming they'd figure
the actors
it out.
playing them are in their mid-20s,
which is fine because they're white kids in the States, so they were probably fine
in the safest place in the States.
Is Florida safe? Florida man?
I googled it, man.
But
I
then
made sure.
Chris was pretty thoughtful until the end, where he was like, $20.
Fuck Charity.
But I can change.
If he can change, and I can change.
All right, we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh,
we all ready? Okay.
All right.
I drew a picture.
What?
Okay, on the count of three, everybody turn your phone around. 1, 2, 3.
Chad, what do we got? Chad, Chris.
Oh, it's a tie.
It's a tie.
What? We have two Chris's and two Chads?
Oh my God, that's the second tie
What?
in a row.
I thought it was just a who
Call
voted
Martin.
Call Martin.
Call Martin.
Okay, hang on here. Let's see.
Now,
if
how
I
does
can
this
get him
tie
on the
work? Do you
phone.
tell him the movies and the things?
I tell him. Well, he's in the chat group, so he knows who has what, but he doesn't know what's won. So I fucked this up last week because I told Shauna who had what. But if I get Martin on the phone, now, by the way, guys, I've known Martin for 10 years. I've talked to him on the phone 4 times. So I'm hoping
He'll
the
know.
fucker picks up.
So what are you saying to him?
So what I'm saying to him is, Martin, you're a fucking asshole for moving. But today on the podcast, we have blank, 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 and blank, blank, blank. I'm not going to attach the names of who picked what. We have a tie between blank and blank. Pick the winner. So he has no
This is
horse
what
in
you
the
did with
game.
me.
But I thought
This
he
is
was
what I
in.
did with
I
you.
thought he was in the chat.
He's in the chat, but he doesn't know which one
He only
won.
knows what movie we picked.
Yeah, he doesn't know which one won. So I tell him all 4, and we have a tie.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So he'll know between the 2 that there's a tie, but he doesn't. Well, we'll figure it out. It'll be fun to call him.
And then we'll go to Mark.
This is a disaster.
Yeah.
This is a disaster. Why don't you just go talk to Shauna?
You
It's in the other room.
That's
Yeah. So much easier.
Shauna.
We're assuming Martin's
Shauna,
going
dear.
to pick up.
We're also assuming she's not busy.
You're, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, her Christmas party's in there.
Oh, that's right. She's getting ready for a Christmas party. Okay, let's try
Opens the
Mark. We'll try Mark because I don't
Party's
think Mark's
crazy.
Mark doesn't know what one of them was, so that'll work.
Is there a podcast going on in that other room?
Okay.
And then we do usually a quick chat of why you picked
Yeah.
your answer.
All right, let's see if we can get him on the phone.
We should do like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and tell them beforehand.
Hello.
We might call them.
Hello, Mark. Can you
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Oh, this is a
Mark, can you hear me?
disaster.
Hello?
This is nothing
Mark,
but
can
a-
you hear me?
Do you have him on speaker?
Yeah, I have him on speaker. I'm gonna try this again. Hang on here. This will work.
Everyone is tuned out by this
Oh,
point. They're
yeah.
like, we don't care.
Yeah,
Who cares?
They're just skipping ahead minutes. Still not
Very
talking.
clearly Chad won. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
Hey, Mark, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Perfect. Guess why we're calling you?
There's a tie.
There's a tie.
Why else would you be called?
So that I'm not going to tell, because I think you don't know one of the picks. So I'm just going to tell you
I
that.
honestly didn't pay too much attention to this one at all, so I can remain objective.
Okay. All right. So there is.
No, sorry, I'm objective.
You're objective? Okay, perfect. So the tie is between, all right, the tie is between The Big Lebowski and Pulp Fiction.
Okay. and I have to pick a winner between those two.
You have to pick a winner between those two. Do you
Based off nothing.
Based off nothing. Based off the sheer fact that all you know is the debate was Secret Santa. Okay, we had to buy the top billed cast members from that movie a gift each with a budget of $500. I'm not going to tell you who was picked. You just have to pick based on what you think would be cool.
Well, my vote goes to
Drum roll,
Pulp
please.
motherfucking Fiction.
Oh, come on! Yes! Come on!
Chris with the win. Thank you, Mark.
Chris won.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Excellent. Way to go, boys. Have fun.
Awesome. Thanks, dude.
All right, bye.
But Chad, you almost had that one, buddy.
Dude.
What a comeback show, though.
Right? And for everybody who's tuned back in after we were fucking around.
Might have
Chris,
to cut some of that
yeah.
out in editing.
Chris, how do you feel?
Good.
Yeah?
I don't know. I didn't really prepare anything.
Better than everybody else.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to go.
Chad, what were you going to do for Rat Race now that
I'm
you know how
curious.
it kind of went?
Give us some examples of what you were thinking.
What I was gonna do, I was gonna go through the cast because it's a good comedy cast. And then at first when I was going over it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna give the money to Amy Smart and Breckenmeyer because they kind of had a tough go of it because there was a moment where you're like, oh, these two are the next. You know what I mean? They both had this. I'm the next person to be a big star, and then they kind of just weren't.
Oh, right, because you're going at their characters.
I was going,
the people themselves,
the actors. Yeah. But
they
then
almost had it.
What do I buy Amy Smart a whipped cream bikini? Do I buy Amy Smart a whipped cream bikini from Varsity Blues?
And she was in Road Trip.
Yeah,
Road Trip.
They were both in Road Trip.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the star of Road Trip.
He was the star of Road
Oh,
Trip.
he's the star. I always just think of DJ Qualls.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he teaches him how.
So they kind of starred in two movies romantically then.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Weird.
But
yeah, I learned something today.
But
I looked at more of the cast and the top build, like the opening credit build cast, and it was the guy who plays Seth Green's brother, Vinny Villiff. His name is, and I looked him up. He hasn't really been in much, and I'm like, oh, I think I would give him all the money. I would give him a gift card to a grocery store. All right,
just give him $500.
you know what I mean? Because I'm sure he's a serviceable actor. He probably does a lot of little bit parts now.
Maybe voice work.
Yeah, voice work, but he's probably not. You know what
That's
I mean?
I think what Breckenmeyer got into is a lot of voice
Well,
work.
and that's what I was
Chicken
thinking
is-
too.
yeah,
Is he has Robot Chicken money for
Yeah.
sure. And I mean, I'm sure
and Robot
Amy
Chicken
Smart
Friends.
didn't do too horribly. I mean, she was in The Butterfly Effect. She was in.
Right. Okay, so she was kind of like that was early 2000s,
Yeah.
late 90s.
Yeah.
Breckenmeyer was in Garfield.
And
That is
like
true.
most of the other top build cast, they don't need anything.
Right.
If we're talking strictly the actors
like
themselves.
Cuba and
I mean, Whoopi, yeah,
Whoopi.
she doesn't need anything. Cuba's rich.
John Lovitz was
Mr.
fantastic in that movie
Yeah.
as the gambling
John
junkie.
Lovitz, John Cleese.
I'm just going to check things out.
Must be hydrated. Stretching is important when racing. Fucking Rowan Atkinson. Jimmy, what else did you pick for the show? Did you have any other ones, or did you immediately just jump to Scream?
Oh, yeah. Scream was the, first dive in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had Lord of the Rings actually. I was gonna pick
Oh.
Bilbo, Frodo.
That would have been kind of fun because we
Sam.
all
Everybody
sort of,
gets a ring.
we all sort of picked movies that were grounded in reality. None of us actually picked a fantasy movie.
Yeah, no, you're.
So that would have been
100%.
interesting.
How you charge for fantasy items.
Well, yeah, and like that would have been kind of fun. I'm actually sad that none of us actually did pick that.
Like, how much is $500 in elf coin?
Yeah,
like
what do you
is the
get?
Exchange.
Like, what do you get, Legolas? Like,
You get him a better bow. Like
I guess.
Quiver.
Yeah.
A couple of scrunchies.
You get him a. You know what? You get him a play date with Hawkeye.
There you go.
That's what you do. You cross over. But
I
yeah,
think-
that was the problem, was that I didn't know how to shop for a fantasy person. So I was like, all right, flip it, bring it into some sort of.
You know what? I think each year it should be like the Secret Santa episode, and we pick whoever does it next year. You know.
Because it's an episode we can always do.
Yeah, you can always
Yeah.
end for Christmas, and you can always mix it up and do Lord of the Rings next year.
I completely concur with you,
Or
Doctor.
speed. And you know what? if we're talking, it's hard to shop for fantasy. You could easily pick like a Marvel movie or something too.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking
I
that
did,
too.
Yeah, I looked over Marvel movies and I was like, I don't know.
It would have been fun to try to shop for Tony Stark. Like, what do you buy? The man who has everything.
Yeah, and can invent everything.
Or what do you buy Captain America? Well, he only has one prized possession, right? So, do you make him a better shield with his face on it or something? Right?
Why would he want his face?
I don't know.
His shield is just his face.
You take America's ass and you put it on the shield. That's what you do.
Gotcha.
There you go.
So yeah, that's the show. What do you guys? I got 3 fucking amazing comedians in my living room. Jenny, when is your next show?
Oh shit!
Let the world know.
When's this coming out?
This is coming out Monday, December 2nd.
Okay, I'll be at Node 594 doing a show there.
Where's Note 594?
I think it's downtown somewhere. I've never been before, but I'm excited to do it. They offered me a usual pay or a medium-sized tattoo, so I went with the tattoo.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
you're
pretty
gonna
psyched.
get a tattoo?
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's awesome.
My appointment's on Monday, so I'm
Did you get to pick the shop that you're gonna be?
Oh, it's just at their house.
Okay, hang on 1 second here. You're getting a tattoo at their house?
Yes.
Because they're tattoo artists?
Yes.
Why are they not doing it in the shop?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
This is getting sketchy every time.
You should take that in the shop, just as someone who's got tattoos.
As a health code violation.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Okay. I don't want you to get like gangrene. Did you get that from tattoos? I don't know.
If they're shop owners and they're professional tattoo artists,
you'll be
they wouldn't
fine.
They are professional.
Yeah.
I have looked over their work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just make sure the needle's out of a fresh.
So
package.
where are you doing the show?
It's like the place is actually called Node 594.
Node?
Yeah, NOD.
Where is it? Like,
It's the tattoo shop.
It's like a crafts thing that they've been doing for a while. Like Jesse Bercier and JD just did it. Let me find it really.
How much time are you doing?
30. Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
It's on 590. The place is just called Node, and it's at 594 Main Street. So come down to that December 6th. I'm going up at 10, but the whole thing's going on from like 7 to 10. There's like a craft sale. Bueno's going to be doing a set, and JD's going to do a set too. It's going to be great.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Actually. Tattoos, comedy, crafts.
It's going to be great.
I think of those 3 things all the time together. Chad, where are you? What's your stuff coming up?
What do I have coming up?
Well, you got your album.
I have an album.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, I have an album on iTunes, Spotify, Google Music, Amazon.
What's it called?
What's the other one?
Google?
Apple Music,
Google?
I guess.
Oh, Apple.
Spotify, Apple, everywhere.
Yeah, it's on everything online. It's called Chad Anderson, live from Wee Johnny's. Although I did advertise it as live at Wee Johnny's, and that's what the album artwork says. But then somehow I got entered to the internet as live from Wee Johnny's. So
that should be changed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, give me the link for that.
Yeah.
And I'll put it up in this for sure, so
Sweet.
that people can find it and hear more of your hilarities. Chris, where are you coming up?
I don't really have anything right at the time.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you to everybody who's tuned in to this week's episode. We where can you find us? You can find us on Instagram, you can find us on Facebook, and you can find us on Twitter, all under Real Debaters. I shortened it, so it's super easy. There's no more the in front of it, as per Bueno's suggestion.
As per
Facebook, yeah, pretty much. You can email us at therealdebaters@gmail.com if you want to talk to us about a show idea. And check us out everywhere you listen to podcasts: Apple, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, and Google Play Music. I've been Michael Petrow,
Jimmy Skinner,
Chad Anderson,
Chris Stanton,
and we're gone.